Sports Center.
Game 4 of the NBA Finals is tonight as the Denver Nuggets have a 2-1 series lead over the Heat. Game 4 in Miami is set for 7:30, a game you can catch on San Antonio Sports Star starting at 6:30 with the pregame. The Big 12 is extending its reach into Mexico. Kansas and Houston will play each other in men's and women's basketball at Mexico City Arena's CDMX. And after that, women's soccer and baseball teams from the Big 12 will participate in exhibitions against clubs from the region.
Sports Center is brought to you by Kielbasa Slow Crafted Sausage, available at your local grocery stores.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up, wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left-hand slam.
I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
How about this, Cowboys?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's R&R in the morning on the road. It don't happen often, so listen closely. We're sitting comfortably at the SA Card House, 281 and Bitters. Come by and see us. They're playing right now. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson sitting. And when I say comfortably in the SA Card House, this is a beautiful place.
Were you shocked when you walked in and saw people playing? Be honest.
Well, I pulled off of 281, and you exit right in front. You kind of have to drive past the first entrance, and I thought, well, I don't know exactly where. Oh, I know where it is. the parking lot's got cars in it. There is activity.
Now, if you're a San Antonian, I'll give you a little hint. The old Lubies, right off of 281 and Bitters. Everybody knows where Lubies were. We all used to go to Lubies. It's the old Lubies right here off of 281.
I couldn't remember what it was. I knew it was something. Yeah. I knew I'd been here, but once you walk in, oh yeah, this was a Lubies, but it doesn't look like that Lubies anymore. Nice place. There's a couple games going right now.
Yeah, I think those are those are cash games. Those cash games. So Thursday through Saturday, they're 24 hours, and then Sunday through Wednesday, they're open till 4. But if a cash game is still rolling, it is what it is. You just gonna
go to the money's all in one pot.
Go into all the money's in one pot, man. Those cash games get a little crazy.
I wouldn't know. I've seen movies. I have no idea what a high stakes cash game is.
I love that movie, Molly's Game.
I've given up a fair amount of nickels in my day. Did you sitting around playing poker? The stupid poker games that you play. You ever play this game called In Between? That will take your money. It is a game designed to take. You lay down 2 cards,
okay,
and then the next card that comes over is going to be in between those 2 cards.
Oh my gosh!
And you can bet the pot, you can bet a little bit, but if it lands on, it's the same number as one of the 2 cards that is out, you double the pot.
Oh, I like this game.
That will take your money.
That sounds like a good game to play around with the family. Little dollars,
it's
like
nickels.
With nickels.
You start throwing nickels.
Damn,
in
nickels.
Well, there's a lot of nickels.
There's a lot of nickels.
There's a lot of nickels. We've been playing with the same $10 worth of nickels for 30 years. The same bag. We just got to divvy it back up.
That sounds like a fun game, though.
Yeah.
Here is Hold'em in Omaha. You know how to play Hold'em?
I know. That's another one that should just be called Take Your Money.
Yeah, man.
I'm not smart enough to play those games.
Yeah, I don't know. They can read. They know what you got. It's crazy.
What's Omaha?
Omaha is a little bit tough to explain over radio. I could show you better than I can.
Oh, so you know how to play it?
Yes, I learned here.
Is it easy?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So it's not the Peyton Manning check down.
It's not easy to play with your paycheck, but you know what I'm saying.
But it's a game that I can pick up.
Yeah, you can pick it up. Absolutely.
Well, we're going to try to win you some money in a variety of ways today.
Okay, how's that?
If you're betting some NBA, we're going to tell you who's going to win tonight.
All right.
If you're hoping that the Belmont goes off, we'll have Dick Girardi here about 9 o'clock to talk about the smoke-shrouded racetrack that actually practice and all meet was canceled yesterday at the Belmont. We'll wait and see if there's actually going to be a race going on.
I don't know, Rob. I don't know how that clears up by tomorrow. It almost looks like, like you watching a movie about extinction and there's nothing out there. There's just trees and all the buildings have been, abandoned. That's exactly what New York looks like. It's scary. I wouldn't go outside.
I expect to see You name the star. Wesley Snipes walking out of that cloud in like dirty leather.
Yeah, there you go.
Know what I mean?
There you go. There you go.
Just put down some zombies.
Is it a forest fire in Canada? What is?
Yeah, it's all forest fires up there. I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't know they had forest fires in Canada. I thought that was only our thing.
Me too. In California mostly.
Yeah, I thought it's just like them to copy us. We'll talk a lot of Cowboys today as well, as Dalvin Cook is officially available. We'll hear from head coach Mike McCarthy. Of course, he's not going to say anything of use.
No.
He's only worried about one thing, and we'll hear about that.
I didn't know we were supposed to call his OC Shoddy.
Shoddy. That's
It's
it.
Shoddy. Can we call him Shoddy?
I don't think I'm in the position to call him Shoddy.
I can't call him Shoddy.
We'll call him Coach Schottenheimer. See, I see why you do it.
Because you don't want to keep saying
Shoddy.
Coach Schottenheimer.
So we're going to hear finally from the offensive coordinator. In fact, Shoddy, it falls right in.
Some
right?
long answers.
He's got some really good answers. We made fun of the Tex Coast offense yesterday, but we actually get a description of what he believes this hybrid of the West Coast offense will be with the Cowboys, and it almost felt like, to be honest with you, too in depth. Like, dude, you're kind of giving away the house here, man. Don't tell them everything we want to do.
Did you send in the trademark paperwork for Tex Coast?
Not yet. I was still
email that. Man.
I've got
Don't procrastinate.
Well, I've sent it down to R&D, research and development, and they're going to workshop it with some other folks, and we'll see what the ratings are with the general consumer, see if they like it. And if it gets a favorable rating, then we'll kick it up to the naming committee. And if it gets out of naming committee, then I'll send it to the suits and see if I can get any money for this. So, if it all works out the way I expect it, sometime in 30.
Okay, cool. I got
all taken care of.
And where are we at on our GoFundMe for your Texas Sports Hall?
We're holding steady at 0.
Okay, just making sure.
we're holding. There doesn't seem to be a lot of people that are too concerned about my voting ability for the Texas Sports Hall of Fame. I represent you people. Yeah. I will carry through what you want me to. You can check your own ballot, but yes,
right? Okay,
I need cash out. Sure. I need $1,500.
$1,500, y'all. That's
what?
Nothing
to the first one to donate. I get one free visit a year to the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, and you could be my guest.
So we'll do, if you donate $500, you can go with Rob too.
No, no, it's $1,500.
Oh, you want the whole?
If you want to be the guest,
okay.
I mean, come on.
You know what? My bad.
That's a nice museum.
You're right.
I'll even let you come to the gala. It's April the 24th.
Okay, let's do it. $1,500.
$1,500. We're in, and I'll even let you drive.
You know it's crazy, Rob. Somebody's trying to figure out where the link is right now. That's the type of listeners we have. Like, what? I can go?
Anybody can. Evidently, I got a pulse. I got the invite.
Well, there's a big cash game going on back there. Maybe we'll borrow from one of those guys.
So last night, we warned you guys that there was going to be a very special guest that was going to show up at Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar, but because of his fame, notoriety, and whatnot, we didn't want a land rush.
We didn't want him to have to come with security.
So Keldon Johnson showed up at Slackers. We want to thank him for showing out, Davies Entertainment Group and all those folks behind Keldon. Coming out to Slackers for the birthday party, sat down with you and Joe. Great conversation. I love the questions and his responses regarding Pop and his age and what he liked about him, and some of the things that Keldon said are, it's nothing new from anybody that's spent any.
But we didn't know how he felt.
But oh my goodness, great conversation you guys had yesterday.
When Joe. And we'll play a lot of that today. But Joe asking him, like, everybody talks about San Antonio not wanting to be here. You're going to want to hear his answer about how he feels about San Antonio and putting some of this, urban legend about young guys not wanting to be here to bed.
Yeah.
But that's one man's opinion.
Yeah. I felt like he was trying a little hard. It's kind of like when you move someplace and you're trying to convince your parents that it's okay.
Well, when somebody hands you $80 million,
yeah, I know.
You say, I love this place.
This place is
phenomenal.
But I think he was trying overly hard. I think I think it was like rehearsing his sales pitch to like free agents. Like, oh man, come, you gotta come here. Once we get you here, you'll figure it out.
Now, once the alien gets here, Rob, and this isn't even a Spurs culture thing.
Are we calling him that now?
I'm calling him the alien.
You're calling him the alien. Because Wemby is just not going to be able to stay.
Let's just call him the alien.
I'm in with alien.
We'll be those guys, Rob. Let's be those guys today. Now, this isn't a Spurs culture thing, but when he arrives and he's drafted, they take the court. Whose team is it?
Well, it's not going to be the aliens.
Not yet, right?
No.
I agree.
No, not even close.
It's still Keldon's team, right?
I assume it's Keldon. It should be Keldon.
And that's not even their thing. This is a radio TV guy thing. Because I don't think they sit around talking about that Spurs culture.
Do. Oh.
You think
so?
Are
you kidding me? Let me tell you, when you get a new stud that comes onto your team, you have to kind of know the measure of your team, but you have to go to the guy. This is something that you pick up when you're dealing with AAU ball because guys come and go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And every now and then you get a guy that's better than any guy you got.
And your guy that's the guy, he's like, no, sir.
So you have to kind of – the first thing you go is still your team. You run and do things for him. But before the next game, it's going to be very apparent.
That pushes other guys, right?
No,
everybody's playing harder.
That's why whenever we hear about, Aaron Rodgers mad that Jordan loves it, man, your competition's been next to you since you were 9. You might have been better than your competition, but the guy that was going to take your job was standing beside you since you were 9. So I've never taken much stock in that as a guy whose job was always in jeopardy, whose replacement was always in the building. I've never put much stock in that, but I do think that if I was Pop, I'd tell Keldon, this is your team, and we're going to treat Wemby like a rookie. I'm going to treat him.
And I think the alien would be okay with that to start. Well, from what it looks like, I don't know the guy. We'll get to know him over the years. But
have you heard? I've read the stories about this kid whose parents are both athletes. He's been coached hard all his life. I mean, you could just tell that this guy from the get-go had been coached. So I think his skin's a little thick. And I also think that the European mentality is a little bit different than the American mentality.
Who's his vet? Like, whose bags do you have to carry? Who's popcorn? Who's donuts? Keldon's his vet, right? Rookie. Donuts are cold. Go back.
That's a good question.
It's got to be Keldon.
You know what, though? I would make it Zach Collins.
Or Dougie.
It would be – the only reason I say Zach, because Zach is going to be his double P, his personal protector. You know what I mean? I want to
be Zach.
I want to build a bond. Like, you know what, Zach? Your entire career here depends on his health, safety, and success.
But who has the stones to tell the guy that could possibly get him a ring, go get my bags, bro?
I don't think I'd have much problem with that at all. Get your big alien ass up and go get me a donut.
I know I would have never gotten a ring unless you showed up, but go get my bags, and these donuts are cold.
Well, it's only
go get my car washed.
That only lasts in October.
Yeah, it's only a couple weeks.
And then he goes out and gets 50, and then I'll go get his bag.
And then he kind of glares at you when you tell him to go get his bag. Like, what?
Donut?
I just had 50 and 12. How dare you?
So you might as well listen very closely. No, great conversation with Keldon. One of the things we've always liked about him is he's still really down to earth, and he tells the truth. I mean,
he's thanking us. He's like, thank you. I'm like, thank us. What are you thanking me and Joe for? We didn't do anything.
So how many times did you go under last time?
Oh, my gosh. I got dunk boost. First of all, thank you to everybody that donated because it's went to a great cause. Probably 7 times. And then there was a young lady that missed all 6 of her shots. So she just walked up and dunked me. I had 2 walk up and dunks, and I was cool about it. It's cool. That you donated your money. You can't throw a ball. It's all good.
So were you
about 6-7 times I went under.
Were you razzing them? Were you giving them the business?
Yeah, of course I was. But then my dumbass didn't bring a towel. So I had to go home dripping wet.
It's covered in like cocktail napkins.
I sat down in my seat today and I was like, why is my butt wet? Why do I got swamp butt? Oh, you idiot. You got in your car fresh out of a dunk booth with no towel.
No, which I can get, but not remembering the next morning, that would be why is my butt wet?
I'm drying up slowly. It is like 20 degrees in here, by the way. So if I'm sick Monday, you know why.
And out here is SA Card House.
Yes.
281 and Bitters. We are sitting live. There are games in play right now. In fact, the place is open 24 hours a day. Lots of specials going on. We're trying to ring up the chef because we're actually sitting in Foster's Grill.
Yes.
And looks like a pretty good place to have breakfast.
I think Rob can appreciate this menu. But Rob being the foodie of SA Sports Star, this menu is extensive. And it's great. I
appreciate when a restaurant dedicates their breakfast right at the front.
I'm a breakfast for dinner type guy. You? Are you?
Yes, absolutely. But I don't do it often. But when I do it, it is a freaking meal.
It's awesome.
I do. If it's for dinner, it's not just pancakes. It's pancakes, bacon, sausage,
Yes.
biscuit, eggs, maybe a fried
need
pork
the whole
chop.
thing.
It is a meal that I'd send myself into a coma. But it does happen about once every 6 weeks. I wake up and go, you know what?
I want a pancake.
I want myself a pancake.
Now, let me ask Rob
I'm
this.
the designated breakfast maker.
Now,
in my house,
okay,
by
so
the
let me
way.
ask you this. Your pancakes,
Uh-huh.
what is it that you do to get the edges crispy? And what's your go-to ingredient to make it
Well,
to fit your palate? The right butter, the right flavor.
It's funny you ask. I don't like your typical fluffy pancake. I don't.
Me
make,
neither.
I don't make those.
I like
pancakes.
New York pizza style pancake. I like my pancake thin.
So I use a recipe that is for they're called Swedish pancakes.
Really?
And they're very, very thin, almost
Is it
crepe
like a
thin.
crepe? Okay.
But not quite crepe thin, but nearly that thin. And I have a special grilling thing that
fits a perfect
that
fit.
makes them perfectly round, that holds you, because you pour in the butter, then and it spreads out and you kind of flip it real fast. So I'll make like 50 of these things because you make them fast, but they're thin and they're kind of rubbery and they hold the syrup real well.
Man, I'm
Dude,
getting hungry.
that's the way to go.
Okay.
I don't like fluffy pancakes
Me
because they get
neither.
soggy. They get like mushy
They
with
get
the syrup.
soggy and then I'm full halfway through.
Now these are they're a little bit harder to make, but that's the one my kids have always liked. That's the one that I've always made.
Gotcha.
And the secret to a crispy edge is either oil or butter and a very high heat.
High heat, because I like the crispy edge.
That's a high heat.
Okay.
Hot and fast if you want the crispy edge.
You see, we're here to help.
The crispy edges will continue all day long. We're sitting right here at SA Card House, but that doesn't mean you can't reach to us. Jump on the YouTube feed. We'll talk to you there. Or, of course, our Kielbasa Smoke Meat phone line, 656-3776, 656 ESPN are always available to you. Hey, coming back, let's talk Game 4. Is it time for Jimmy to be playoff Jimmy again? Because we haven't seen him in the finals. What can they do to get themselves back, well, in contention? Miami, Denver tonight. We're talking next. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Today at 3.
Coming up at 3 on the Blitz, the Cowboys are all done until training camp. John Machota with the Athletics going to join us. Let us know exactly what they did and how they left camp. Plus, it's Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Can Miami find a way? We'll break it all down. The Blitz begins at 3.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Today at 3 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the /1 sports bar.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call it term. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Right now at Diamonds Direct, whether you buy a $3,000 diamond pendant or a $30,000 designer ring, you can spread your payments up to 5 years. Or if you prefer, you can get on-the-spot savings as much as $5,000. And everything's included. Exquisite diamond rings, earrings, bands, bracelets. It's our best offer of all time. You can pick a low monthly payment for up to 5 years or get instant savings up to $5,000. Don't miss this amazing offer. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. Get details and more at diamondsdirect.com on approved credit.
We see some patients who come in and they have been in just so much pain for so long that they are just deflated.
But that's about to change because QC Kinetics provides hope for relief using all new regenerative treatments that concentrate your body's own healing properties into aching hips, back, shoulders, and knees. And Dr. Zuckerman, a medical director at QC Kinetics, loves watching the patient transformations.
One of the most amazing things is when I get to see a patient who, after a few months of our treatments, is just a completely different person. They are smiling and happy, and the weight of the world is off their shoulders because we were able to take away their pain.
And that's with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime.
It's just amazing to be able to change people's lives like that. It's very gratifying.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
Guys, did you know that June is Men's Health Month? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T level is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your hormones are serious business, and most men start to see changes in their hormone levels starting in their 30s. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Get your T levels checked today by a local, experienced, and trusted healthcare professional. Revive Men's Health has successfully helped thousands of men since 2011. Experience and results matter. So, what are you waiting for? Call Revive today to schedule your free testosterone test and free exam. We know we can help you. We guarantee it. Celebrate Men's Health Month. Get your free T-level test and save $199. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Need water? Help!
So hot! What do we do?
80% more efficient with superior twin tank design. More powerful with non-electric kinetic energy. Able to soften water and save appliances.
Look, in the garage!
It's a man!
It's a dude!
It's
Chris, just Chris. I'm Chris Knippa with Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. The San Antonio villains called heat, drought, and scum are causing colossal damage all over San Antonio.
It's Dr. Scum to you, and I'm here to destroy your coffee pots.
Take that, scum!
I'll be back!
No, you won't.
We're saved!
A Connecticut quality water softener may not wear a fancy cape, but it will save the day by saving you money, protecting your appliances, and rescuing your home from the awful cruelty of hard water. Call me at 656-PURE for a free water evaluation and quote. Till next time.
ConnecticutSA.com.
Your home for the Dallas Cowboys is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R in the morning, a Friday edition. He's Rudy, I'm Rob. Thank you so much for joining us. We are been set free. We got some shock probation. We're sitting at the SA Card House, 281 in Bitters, and they're open. They're open 24 hours, Thursday to Sunday.
Thursday to Saturday, Sunday, Wednesday till 4. But if a cash game breaks out and it's on fire, they'll stay open.
So explain to me what's going on. Through the month of June, it's called the 124K giveaway. 17 hot seats drawn per day. What's that?
Hot seats are
like if I'm sitting in a seat and they draw my number, what does that mean?
I guess you just keep on rolling.
Do I get more money?
No, you get more
opportunities for
more. Well, the thing is, the longer you play, the more money you can win.
Gotcha.
So, your hours, the more hours you play, the more prize money you can get if you got, you get that top 2.
So if you got here like right now, you can start playing.
You start playing and then all the way through June 30th. You know what I mean? So
you don't even have to leave.
Why would you? If it's 24 hours.
Not till Saturday morning or Sunday morning, right? Through Sunday morning at 4.
Dude. Yeah. Well, every hour that seat's drawn. And 2 times a multiplier, 4 times, and 6 times. So like if you win, you get, let's say you get 100 hours and you won $1,000. That turns into $4,000 if you got 100 hours.
That's what I wanted to hear. That's why you come to SA Card House. The kitchen's going to be open soon. It's called Foster's. We're sitting there. Come by and see us. We'll be here breakfast all morning long, getting ready for what is Game 7. Miami's only got Miami's only got Game 7s from here on out. They can't lose anything else. If they lose one, they're going to lose 2.
Yeah, they can't. It's a must-win for Miami tonight for sure.
They can't. They cannot lose again, because if they lose again, they're going to lose again. You know what I mean? They're going to have to win out. They're going to have to take it through. I don't think that they can muster enough to to come back from a loss tonight. And really, we have praised Jimmy, and I've talked about Jimmy Butler being the best player in the playoffs for up until Jokic showed up.
Just the first round.
And his play has been okay. It's not like Jimmy Butler has played poorly.
Agreed.
But to be the next step for Jimmy, for him to take that next to, yes, you are godlike, we're gonna need a performance like that tonight. I think this is Jimmy time.
There was a I can't remember which game it was, but it was in the bubble. They're in the finals against the Lakers. And Jimmy left it all out there. I think he went for 40, and he was leaning over the rail, and he was just exhausted, dead. He had nothing left the next game. That's the game they need from Jimmy tonight. They need that for Jimmy has. I know Jimmy's a team guy, and I don't care, and this and that. No, well, tonight you have to put them on your back because Denver is the better team, and Denver plays good team basketball as well too. So comes a time sometimes you run up against a team when you're Miami, and you got the hustle and the grit, and you're diving for balls where that don't matter because the other team plays just like you. They play team basketball, and they're great, and then they have probably the best two players on their side of the court. So tonight, Jimmy can't have that, I'm going to go into the paint and double pump and kick out. No, Jimmy's got to put them on his back and we'll go ahead and roll out and get their 40 points. They need 40 from Jimmy tonight.
Interesting history behind being up 2-1 on the road. Denver is 5-1 when leading a best-of-7 series. 2-1.
Oh, wow.
Only loss was in 88, but I hate those stats. That's different people, different time. But what's interesting is the percentage of those teams that win when they're up over the history of the NBA. Teams up 2-1 in the finals go on to win the title 80% of the time. They're 32-8. But since 2011, teams that are up 2-1 are only 3-4.
Wow. Well, I think because 2011, that's the Miami Heat and the Dallas Mavericks. You remember Mavericks come back. Dirk
that was the LeBron's gift.
Huh. Now, we got a YouTube comment from Rebecca Gonzalez. Is it just good defense holding Jimmy back? Are they keying on him, or is it just what's going on?
Well, I do think it's good defense, and I think it's a lot of guys playing defense on him, and big guys playing defense.
It's team defense. When you got that guy, it's team defense. You may not be able to see it with the naked eye because we're just watching the ball, but it's really team defense.
And two of the guys on the team that are doing it, they put bigs on him. Michael Porter Jr. is on him, and Aaron Gordon, guys that have him by about 3 or 4 inches, and they're not as quick, no, but it's hard for him to beat him around the corner. And you know, so when you can't beat him around the corner and get into the paint, that's what you brought up. Enough of these double pumps. Well, he's double pumping because he's got to do the 6'10" on him. He's trying to get him off the ground. So yeah, I do think excellent defense is playing a role in this. But Jimmy has seen this defense all playoff long.
True.
This is nothing new. And the Cat does need to kind of turn it up. And I think there's been some of I'm glad to be here. The supporting cast I got, for the first 3 rounds of the playoffs, it was Jimmy and everybody else, and Jimmy. And then he started playing off like, you know what? I'm not alone here. Bam's here, and Gabe Vincent, who has been, really a phenomenal.
Has Mark missed a shot? I don't think he's missed an open 3.
So given that, I think you've been too much of a sharer, too much of a giver, dude. Tonight's your night. If we're going to do it, it's because you did it.
But he says he wouldn't change anything.
Let's listen to him and see. Do you feel like he is reflecting what he believes, or he's reflecting what his coach is telling you? Let's listen to what Jimmy says.
I wouldn't change anything. Not one thing.
You better.
I continue to be who I am. We will continue to be who we are as a group, as a team. We're going to go out here and we're going to compete together. We're going to win together. And we're going to be who we are. I wouldn't change a thing, though.
I wouldn't. I have a feeling behind the scenes his coaches are imploring him.
Like, hey, you got to be a little, because we always come to that point with certain guys. I think KD's gone through it for 15 years. Like, dude, you got to be selfish.
Just go.
You got to be selfish tonight. And not, you know what? Not selfish. Aggressive is the right word. More aggressive. Get your shots, and if they don't fall, they don't fall. But he's got to get them going tonight. They need 40 from Jimmy tonight if they're gonna win this game.
You're being kind. I say selfish. I want you to sit out there when you're about to make the pass. Think, is he a better guy to take the ball and do something, or me? Who's better at this right now? And if you say him, give him the ball, but it better be you 90% of the time, because that's what I think.
That's a great point.
So be selfish and do what you want, because these guys will lift you. Your team will lift you up. You ain't hurt anybody's feelings if you go take those shots. Don't take bad shots. But you know what, Jimmy? You're not going to take a bad shot tonight, because Jimmy Butler doesn't take bad shots.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
that's what I'm telling you.
You know what?
There isn't a bad shot.
No, he doesn't. He does not take bad shots.
So go do it. And if he does do it, they can't. I think the possibilities are just about nil if Jokic is what his head coach Mike Malone thinks he is. This is what Malone thinks about his great player.
Well, I think it's was evident from early on in his career in Denver is that really high IQ, sees things before they happen, a step ahead of most people. And what you love about him is, offensively, no matter what is thrown at him, he has an answer. And he's seen everything in his 8 years that you could conceivably come up with as a defensive game plan. And he doesn't fight it. That's one thing I love about Nicole. He takes what the game brings. And that's what makes him special. He's able to make everyone around him better. He's able to read the game plan, read the floor, read the defense, and make the right play seemingly every time. And there's not many players that are that heady, especially doing it at the stage that he's doing it on right now, Paul. So it's really a luxury to have a player that is not only as talented as he is, but unselfish and with the IQ that he has.
It's different. We talk about Spoelstra going to Jimmy going, you got to go dominate.
Right.
I don't think you even have that conversation with Yoke. Just go be you, man.
Let him be?
Just go be you, man.
Huh. You know what? Yeah, because that's just who he is, right? So I don't think, what's understood, they say doesn't need to be spoken.
Yeah,
he's going to make the right basketball play.
I think the only time I would ever go and talk to Yoke about what he's doing on the court is when I feel like they're taking advantage or they're giving him an opportunity that he's taking advantage of for a reason. Like, dude, they're leaving you open for this 18-foot jump shot for a reason. Don't take that shot. That's the only time. You know what I mean?
Okay,
like they're leaving you open there because of something else that's going on. Other than that, I don't question what he does. I think Malone put it out there. This guy sees the court better than I do. I mean, he knows what's going on before I do. So who am I to tell him not to? Whereas I think you just got to tell Jimmy, you're going to have to be selfish, lean into this one tonight.
And I hope they know. You're really going to have to, they're not Miami. I remember Charles Barkley saying this. They're not going to die. You got to kill them. Mm-hmm. And I say, Denver, I question their killer instinct, Rob, but when I look back at the Phoenix series, they go up 3-2 at home. Then they go to Phoenix, and I'm like, you know what? This is going to be 3-3. And they just drill Phoenix in Phoenix. I say, hey, you know what? I don't know about Denver's killer instinct. And then they sweep the Lakers, So there is some killer instinct there, but then there's just those lapses where they come off the gas a bit. They got to take a NASCAR approach, Rob, where no breaks.
Did you
no breaks for them tonight?
Where did you watch the last game? Were you in a position to hear the game?
Yes.
Okay. They had Jeff Green mic'd up.
Yes, and he was talking to was it Gordon?
Yeah,
Gordon.
No, it wasn't Gordon. He was talking to Jamal Murray.
What
he was telling Murray, finish the game.
Yes,
finish the game, dude. You're letting off the gas. Finish the game. And
I remember that.
I mean, you just summed it up. I think there's something to Denver where they feel like, well, hell, we'll just turn it on.
We're up 15. We're good. And then next thing you know, it's an 8-0 run.
Right. And Yoke will take care of us, man. I mean, if something goes wrong, he'll settle things down so I can just be me. And I think that it was an appropriate thing that Malone's been harping on. You noticed it. Obviously, Jeff Green's on him. Like, we have to play 48 minutes, not 42 minutes.
Especially with some of the leads they've gotten. I mean, game 2 comes to mind. You're up 15 at home. Should be up 3-0.
Now, the wild card on each team, certainly we expect Butler and Bam to come and do. Of the others, who's got to be the extra? Is it Gabe Vincent continuing to be that? Who's the extra guy?
I really feel like it's Strus.
Strus?
When he's stroking, they're really tough to beat. I feel like Vincent and Martin have been pretty consistent. Now, when Strus comes, like game 3, he was shooting air balls.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell? That was an air ball. So, when he gets a couple to go down, of course, like Jimmy, obviously, like we said, Bam got 22 and 17 in game 3. But if Strus gets it going, that would be my pick. Now, what are we hearing about Hero? That is still no swelling.
It appears his doctors are holding him out. It doesn't look like he's going to play. At least that's the last thing I heard late last night.
And you know what? I'll put Strus and Duncan Robinson 1 and 1A. They've won the game. When Duncan Robinson and Strus get going, they win.
Apart from Denver's Batman and Robin, who has to be the other for Denver?
I mean, if Michael Porter Jr. can get one to fall. But I liked his effort in game 3. Game 2, he quit because he was pouting because his shot wouldn't fall. Clearly, his dad called and said, hey, son, I didn't raise you to be like that. Rebound, play some damn defense, contest, compete. Just compete. And his competitiveness helped them in game 3. But I would like to think at some point he sees a couple go through and he comes out of this funk he's in.
Because if he don't, Mr. Brown is
Which
ready
one?
to take
Bruce
his spot.
or Christian?
Oh,
they have two
Christian Brown, the German version of Brown.
Kansas Jayhawk.
You notice that Porter sat down just about most of that second half.
Hey,
watching,
boy, if Christian's going to play like that.
You better turn it. I agree with you totally. I think if Michael Porter finds that his range, this thing is over even quicker. Coming back, Dalvin Cook is officially available for the Cowboys. Mike McCarthy speaks to who he likes and whether Dalvin is even on his thoughts. Lots of Cowboy conversations today. We're going to hear from the head coach and a dude named Shoddy. Hold on tight. We got a lot more to do. Cowboys talk coming your direction. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dazzling decal on Daisy's Donuts window. Bold banner at Barry's Barbershop. Prominent poster at Penny's on Park Place.
This is your sign. Well, signs. To try Staples and see the difference. Get $15 off signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more.
From Staples, and I couldn't miss it.
N617. Visit staplesconnect.com/printbig for details.
At the Home Depot, we take Father's Day seriously. Why not get doing and give Dad a gift card that gets him out of the house and into new projects? Because the dads who do the most deserve the most, whether he's into woodworking, yard work, or grilling up something for the family. A Home Depot gift card gives your dad the power to get everything he needs to keep doing the most. Shop today for a gift that powers Dad at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
As a dentist, I know what my patients are saying when they really can't speak. She says her gums have been bleeding. Is there anything you can do? Absolutely. You can try New Crest Gum Detoxify and Restore. Yep, New Crest Gum Detoxify and Restore is professionally designed to start healing gums from day one. Right. Healthy gums, healthy mouth.
Crest Gum Detoxify and Restore. Smile. Crest has you covered.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Keep counting at those stop signs, Alex. Full stop and doesn't go until she counts to 5, McSweeney. Because you are a safe driver. And like most drivers who sign up for Snapshot from Progressive, which customizes your rate for how and how much you drive, you could earn a discount for your good driving. So don't turn into an Alex rolling stop and goes whenever she wants, McSweeney. Because once an Alex full stop and doesn't go until she counts to 5, McSweeney, always an Alex full stop. Well, you know the rest. Sign up for Snapshot today.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in all states or from all agents.
Your home is the place where you know your loved ones are secure. But the things that keep your home protected can't keep pests at bay. That's where RAID comes in. For 60 years, RAID scientists have worked to protect people around the world. With trusted research, ingredients, testing standards, and product efficacy, RAID seeks to create a better future for all. Especially the ones you love most. RAID. Protection for all.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister... That's why I told my husband we could not put on... The agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $40 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $18 a month, a savings of nearly $300 a year.
Whether you need a $100,000 policy or a $10 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. In a hurry? Don't worry. With SelectQuote, you can get up to $2 million in instant, affordable same-day coverage with no medical exam.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-723-5330. That's 1-800-723-5330. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-723-5330. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
O'Reilly. Protect your engine against sludge and wear with the synthetic oil change. O'Reilly Auto Parts has 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for $35.95. Plus, get 2 times over rewards points. Our professional parts people can recommend the supplies you need, including a filter, funnel, shop towels, drain pan, and more. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly. Auto Parts.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means, wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match, only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
The Nuggets respond, winning Game 3 in Miami. Now the Heat face a critical Game 4. Will they bounce back? Or will the Nuggets take the commanding 3-1 lead back to Denver?
It's the Nuggets and Heat. Game 4 Friday night at 6:30. The NBA Finals are a 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Top of the morning.
It's R&R in the morning here on San Antonio Sports Star. Rudy J and Rob Thompson with you, sitting live at the SA Card House. They're open for business. You want to come play some poker? Come on out and join us. The place is popping. We hope the kitchen opens soon because I'm going to have a fine full breakfast as we get going.
Yeah, they got a 1-2 cash game. Don't ask me what a 1-2 cash game is, Rob, but there's a 1-2 cash game going on. Yes, that.
Did you bring any cash?
What?
Did you?
You know what? I don't know why, but today I do have some cash. I don't know how or why. It must be a bill. Yeah, it must be a bill. Trust me, I never have cash. My wife probably gave me that and told me to pay something. Oh, you know what? Probably, I don't know. I need to pay something.
The moment you break that,
It'll gone. It's
like
break 100, it's over.
Like the Avengers Endgame, where they just kind of like just kind of fritter off into the atmosphere.
I really hope Pledge is listening because he is proud of that Marvel reference from you.
You know what?
I hope Pledge
I would
is
like
listening.
to attribute that to James Pledger because before my man James, the host of not one but two shows here on our San Antonio Sports Star. Extra Innings starts next week, by the way. Congratulations, James. Well-earned prime time spot.
How about James getting on Ken's? Wait,
I don't know anything about this.
Ken's wrote an article on his new show. What the hell? What's chopped liver? I've been doing this for 20 years, Rob. I ain't got not one write-up.
I don't think I've ever been in the paper but for the blotter.
Dude, that's what I
was suspect number 3.
Dude, I told my wife, she's like, years back, hey, they've never done. I was like, the only way I'm getting in the paper, babe, knock on wood, is if I'm arrested.
Birth,
that's the
blotter, and death. That's it. That's the only time I should or want to be ever in the newspaper if you're talking about me. So Dalvin Cook's a free man. I found what the Vikings did. It's so silly, and they're not the first ones to do it. To say, well, yeah, he is not going to play for us, so we're going to try to get some value for him. We're going to try to trade him. Well, everybody knows if we just wait you out. Now, there's some benefit to chasing the trade. I get it.
Yes.
Because now I'm going to have to pay him a new contract. So if there was a contract I approved of, the trade's appropriate. Let's listen to head coach Mike McCarthy because of all the possible landing spots for Dalvin to get and where the appropriate matches seem to fit. The Cowboys are one of them. But McCarthy, well, listen to what he has to say about Dalvin.
I didn't realize, that happened, but I think like all these things, I think, from a personal respect for his game, but, player acquisitions, it goes on, 365 days a year. So I don't really have any comment on anybody outside of our roster.
Let's stay there, Rob. Let's stay there before we get back to Cook. War Room, we know he's going to have his opinion. He's going to be in there. But when it comes to like your DeAndre Hopkins, your OBJs, now your Dalvin Cooks, he's trying to act like he has no say so that's above his pay grade. Do you believe that? Because we all feel like Jerry, Jerry hires puppets. He hires people to stay out of the way, and he makes all the decisions. Where you come out on decisions like free agents?
That when in the early part of Jerry's career as a general manager, he relied a lot on his coaches.
Hence Jimmy Johnson, and got credit.
And Parcells and all those guys, I think he felt like, I'm going to give you exactly what you want. Tell me what you want, and I'll go do my best to get that. And I think as he's grown as a general manager, he started to take more and more of that responsibility away from his coaches and gave it to Will McClay. So I think there's a little bit of Jerry that wants to go get, what do you want? You want that? If that's what you want, you know what I mean? But I do think that there's a long-term view there. But for Mike McCarthy to tell me he wasn't aware and didn't know, don't lie to me, man. Don't lie to me. Everybody knows. What, you don't have Sports Center on in your office? I mean, you don't have a newspaper or a phone?
He is kind of busy installing and play calling.
Okay. In the radio business, in our business, things that ripple across the country, we know, but nobody else knows. You're working in the business, and this is a great football player. Don't come to me and say, who? Right. He is? I hadn't been following that. Get out of here, which tells me you have been, and you've had a conversation about him. Don't totally deny. Go, yeah, I knew that was around.
But, he's a hell of a talent.
I
guess you have to lie, Rob, because, I don't know if I want Malik and Ronald Jones and Deuce and Tony hearing you go on and on about how great Dalvin Cook is.
They're not stupid.
I'm just saying.
If I'm Malik, I'm going,
I'm a psyche guy, Rob. I want the psyche of my team at a high frequency.
Yeah, we had this conversation earlier. Like, these guys are, of course they know that Dalvin Cook is available, and dude, they could go get him. And if he does, I'm low man on the totem pole. Right. I'm probably gone unless Dalvin will isn't going to do something that I can. Everybody knows, and I think it's one of those, we're just not going to talk about it. But for Mike to say no, come on, let's be real here.
Now, if I tell you Dalvin Cook only averaged 4.4 yards per carry and 69 yards a game last season, does it still sexy to you?
Yes, because you know what I mean? Because I'm not bringing him in for 100 yards a game. I do have a pretty decent room. I'm looking for a thumper, a guy that can move the pile, that can do what
has breakaway speed still.
Yeah, but I only need you to play 2 downs, if that, a series. Yeah. I got other guys. So, and he was, he had his own guy there in Minnesota too. The guy they're going to stick with, the guy with that looked the same. I like the one cut go that he offers, the one plant downhill go that Zeke was when he first got here, that gives you that there's always a threat of a 15-yard run. He'll never get more than that, but there's always the threat of getting 15. I think he's sexy to the point I would still want to talk to him. He ain't what he was. And
no. Well, when I look at the running back class, just last year, Rob, Josh Jacobs,
good back,
22 rushing champion, 2020 franchise. Saquon Barkley brought the Giants from the bowels of hell. Tony Pollard, been the best running back on the team, franchise. Zeke, cut. Aaron Jones had to take a pay cut.
Wow.
Austin Eckler had to beg for money and couldn't get it. Dalvin might be cheap.
He might be.
He might be really cheap. That's where I was going.
So is cheap $10 million?
No. Cheap is cheaper 3 to 5.
So you think he could?
Austin Eckler, who is the Los Angeles Chargers everything, had to beg just to get incentives.
So and that's right.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm thinking 3. It ain't gonna cost you more than 3 to 5.
Now, if he doesn't go here, which I think it's probably 95% he doesn't land in Dallas, where should he go, and where do you think he'll end up? Because his Twitter's telling us it could be South Florida,
Miami. Now, the thing about Miami, we talk about psyche. Remember, they have Mostert. They drafted your buddy A-Chain out.
Oh, that's right.
They
have A-Chain.
They drafted A-Chain down there. The Denver Broncos come to mind. Adam Schefter reported the Denver Broncos are very interested. They do have Javonte Williams. The Jets. Now, Breece Hall, we don't know what he's going to look like. Saleh told us he's already running 22 miles an hour. The Chicago Bears come to mind. Cleveland Browns and the Dallas Cowboys are who USA Today Sports have as the best 6 landing spots.
Buffalo wasn't on that list?
Buffalo was not on this list. Not for USA Today, depending on what list you look at.
Well, I felt like, and Buffalo has kind of addressed that issue. His Twitter, what did he post a picture of himself at a Miami game, a Viking Miami game?
Went to high school in Miami.
Went to Miami. It certainly feels like that's a place that he wants to be and would play there for the cheap.
I like him in Denver.
But is Denver the same atmosphere for running backs that it was now that Sean?
Oh, now that, no, this isn't the Mike Shanahan.
Yeah,
days.
My memory, you think of Denver, even past Shanahan, even up until recently, you felt like if you're a tailback in Denver, you're going to get 1,500 yards just because that's what they do.
Right. Now, keep in mind, Denver also signed Samaje Perine from Cincinnati, who was fantastic all last year when Joe Mixon was out, and they already have Javonte Williams. So, but I think, Rob, we're in that era, man. That's why running backs are so, undervalued, because I'm going to have 3 or 4, and I'm going to use all of you. So I can't pay you $20 million. I can't give you Todd Gurley money. I can't give you Ezekiel Elliott money anymore because I'm going to use 3 guys.
There's one other cut I want to play.
Let's do it.
We got a couple of minutes. He spoke. McCarthy's a big theme guy. I guess most coaches are.
Yes.
You know, there's a theme to the week. There's a theme to the game. Well, McCarthy has a theme to the season, normally.
Yeah. Got the theme, Eddie.
You know, he always has a, finish the fight.
I like that.
Edwin, can you find that one?
McCarthy
It is
6.
It's McCarthy 6. I want to hear what you guys think about themes.
Yeah, definitely. Consuming was really a subtopic of our resilience scheme. You know, it's a theme, resilience was the theme last year. You know, victory was the theme. Victory. You know, 2021, 2020 vision was the theme of 2020. Vision. So I've done it every year. I just think it's a good trigger. It's a coaching point that, we can all grab onto, and, and I think the players enjoy it too. It's just an emotional focal point that we can grab onto. So I've always enjoyed it. And in the football operations has I think enjoyed it also. So if they don't, let me know, because it's same as some
We're
work.
making a bunch of T-shirts.
Now, Rob, I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to throw you
What
a
was
show.
the theme, by the way?
That he didn't want to let us know yet.
So we'll just see it on the T-shirt.
Now, what would you say? What would you want the theme to be? I know I'm throwing you a Shohei Ohtani slider. But what would the Cowboys theme be for you?
Now or never, man.
Wow.
Now or never.
I like that. I didn't think. You know what? You hit that out the park. I didn't think you had an answer right away.
I would be on everything in here. It'd be on my mirror.
Well, should that have been the theme since '95?
Well, I'm talking about for McCarthy. It's either now or I'm going to be watching in a bunker next year.
My theme would be the boogeyman is not real. Nick Bosa isn't under your bed. Debo Samuels isn't in your closet, baby.
He got me twice.
There's no such. I would be like, there's no such thing as monsters. You know what I mean? Like, I know San Fran has pained us. They beat us in Dallas 2 years ago. Last year they beat us in San Francisco. My theme would be like, the boogeyman is not real.
It's funny. You point towards San Francisco because
maybe we shouldn't even be looking.
Well, see, no. I appreciate the idea, because to get out of the NFC, you have to go through San Francisco
or Philly or Dallas.
But what I'm thinking is, you're already talking San Francisco, and I'm thinking I got to get through Philly. Shoot, what are you talking about? San Francisco? I got to climb one mountain to get to the other mountain.
Yeah,
we got to get past a team that
now or never is it. That's it.
Now or never, Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, you know, Rob, and you know what? It's a good ring. It's short. You can go NON.
There's all kinds of T-shirts and hats you can have made out of that. Do I have time to trademark that along with Tex Coast?
Tex Coast.
Speaking of Tex Coast, the brand new offensive coordinator, who has been overshadowed in every possible way with the exit of Kellen and Mike taking half the gig for offensive coordinator in the play calling, we finally get to hear from the guy. And I'll tell you what, you can tell he hadn't spent a lot of time with the media because he felt awfully honest.
And I just want to make our diehard Cowboy fans mad. I saw another, since we're talking OCs, Rob, Keenan Allen, going on and on about Kellen Moore, and he was like, dude, we are going to be throwing the ball deep. So there was a beat writer from The Athletic for the Chargers, since we're talking OCs, that said they ran 15 plays, and Herbert threw the ball over 40 yards 5 of those 15 plays. Kellen Moore's coming out guns a-blazing.
I had this conversation with, I think it might have been James Pledger, when we were talking about Kellen Moore and his play calling. And, Kellen Moore came from he never had a strong arm. So his was a placement kind of a ball. He would throw it deep.
Drew Brees,
it wasn't going to be on a rope. It was going to come out of the sky and land it. So I always felt like his play calling was more appropriate to that kind of passing. Find a spot. I'm going to throw it. It's going to hit at the 12-yard line. Just be at the 12 when the ball,
Right.
I think he's got this guy Herbert with a cannon arm, and he's like, holy crap.
Right.
Can I run a 35-yard route? I mean, can I really get those guys that deep? Because I've never called those kind of plays before. Because the wide receivers that Kellen Moore had were never really speed guys. Cooper wasn't a speed guy. He was a precision guy.
I don't consider CD super fast.
CD is a wide receiver appropriate speed, but not lightning down the field.
Brandon Cooks is, but he doesn't have.
But he didn't have him. Right. So I think that there's a lot of the play calling was appropriate to the type of wide receivers and the type of game that he wanted to call. And now he's got this toy and Herbert, who can throw darts down the field. And hell yeah, we're going deep. What are you talking about? Never been able to call those plays.
Well, I don't know if Shotty's going to do that.
We're going to hear from Shotty in the 7 o'clock hour. We're also going to have RJ Ochoa, his show inside of our show. It's a long story. And also coming back, yesterday afternoon, the Blitz was live celebrating Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar's 10th birthday party out at their Rector locale. And Keldon Johnson, Big Body, showed up and talked to Skinny Body and Joe Reinagel. We're going to hear from Keldon. A great conversation about him, his coach, and the future of the Spurs with what we call the alien. Spurs talk and Keldon coming next. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Miami Heat's improbable postseason run continues.
The Denver Nuggets have finally done it.
This is it. The NBA Finals. The Nuggets and Heat fighting for the championship, the ring, and NBA immortality.
The Heat stop the Celtics in Boston.
The Denver Nuggets are going to the NBA Finals.
After a long season, a thrilling postseason, it all comes down to the finals. It's the Nuggets.
And the Nuggets win it 113-111.
The Heat.
They become just the second 8th seed ever to make the NBA Finals.
Tonight at 6:30, and only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Attention, all my poker players. San Antonio's premier card house is SA Card House, located at 281 North and Bitters, has the full attached bar, full grill with some of the best food you've ever had, and also one of the best old fashions you've ever had. But right now, it started on May 26th. They're doing the 124K giveaway. From May 26th all the way up till June 30th, they're going to draw 17 hot seats per day, every hour, from 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. That's right, 10 a.m., 2 a.m. every hour. Members who have more than 80 hours of playing time during the promotion period are going to receive that multiplier. 80 to 99 hours, 2 times the prize. 100 to 224 hours, 4 times the prize. And over 225 hours, you're going to get 6 times the prize amount. So you got to play to get the pay. That's SA Card House, the premier card house. Check it all out at sacardhouse.com. That's SA Card House at Bitters and 281.
Psst. Hey, Mark, remember, getting help from Progressive is so easy. You can use the mobile app, chat with us online, or call us.
And you pick now to tell me.
I couldn't miss little Grace's ballet recital. Oh, thanks for inviting me, by the way.
Did I?
Because you know I'm always here for you.
Yeah. I can use the mobile app if I need help. Sorry, you're in my wife's seat, though?
Oh, yeah, I gotta go anyway. Tell Grace she nailed her chassé.
Get the help you need from Progressive with our mobile app, online chat, or over the phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
O'Reilly. Stay cool this summer with AC Pro and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get a $15 O'Reilly Auto Parts gift card after rebate plus 2 times O Rewards points with the purchase of select AC Pro ready-to-use refrigerant products that include a hose and gauge. If your vehicle's AC is blowing hot air, beat the heat with AC Pro at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and executive producer of a new Hollywood documentary called The Baby Boomer Dilemma. In this film, economists and Nobel Prize-winning PhDs from Wharton, MIT, and Stanford share a strange concept I call the retirement discount. It gives you more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and your money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you are over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money, call to get a free copy of this brand new movie, 1-800-578-3535. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free, plus 2 hours of bonus behind-the-scenes footage. No credit card required. Call right now. 1-800-578-3535. That's 1-800-578-3535. Again, 1-800-578-3535.
It's time to play Stump the Experts, where today we'll try to stump Derek and Carlos, personal injury lawyers at Hilly & Solis, otherwise known as the Rexperts.
Hi, Harry. Fire away.
Carlos, how long after an accident do you have to file a personal injury lawsuit?
Well, Harry, there's a 2-year statute of limitations on filing.
Correcto, Rexpert man. Now, Derek, if a company goes bankrupt, can you still win and collect a big settlement?
You definitely can if the company had insurance.
Hey guys, one more question. How do you like my new baby blue suit with matching shoes and belt?
Honestly, that should be illegal.
Hurt in a wreck? You need to call the Rexperts at Hilly and Solis Law. Millions in settlements and no BS. The Rexperts are former prosecutors who are comfortable in the courtroom, and the Rexperts don't get paid unless your settlement is secured. See if your crash could turn into cash with the Rexperts, your accident injury lawsuit experts.
Experts are the way to go. Call 446-5000.
Call 1-877-RECT.
Get yourself a Connecticut water system. I'm a huge fan of Connecticut water softeners. These things are quiet, efficient, reliable, and non-electric. But the best part is you'll save money when you own a Connecticut water softener. And I know, living in the hill country, you folks have some serious hard water that can cost you major money in cleaning supplies and wear and tear on your appliances. Plus, Connecticut water softeners are guaranteed to remove more impurities and perform with lower lifetime costs than any other softener on the market. Connecticut is a great choice for folks that are fed up with their old junky water softeners. So for the best water softener in the business and to save money, call Connecticut today.
This is Chris Canepa with Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. I'll let you try the Connecticut water softener for 90 days, absolutely free. Connecticut is simply the best water softener you can buy, and that's why we say it's the last water softener you'll ever own.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE. Connecticut.
This is R&R in the morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
KTFM Floresville, and always at ESPNSA.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Now or never for the Miami Heat Game 4 tonight at 7:30. You can catch it at SA Sports Star starting at 6:30 with the pregame. And your mark continues to stretch the limits. Big 12 is going to extend its reach into Mexico. Kansas and Houston will play men's and women's basketball in Mexico City, and women's soccer teams and baseball teams from the Big 12 will participate in exhibitions against clubs from that region.
Sports Center is brought to you by Kielbasa Slow Crafted Sausage, available at your local grocery stores.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up. So wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left-hand slam. I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning. This is R&R in the morning, and I love saying it, a Friday edition. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. The Friday made even better because we're not at work. We're not in the office. We're sitting at the SA Card House, 281 Bitters. Come out and see us. The games are on. They've been open all night. In fact, they're going to be open till Sunday morning.
Yeah, 24 hours, 124K giveaway. Come get those multipliers. Get your hours so you can get those multipliers. Yeah, we're having a good time out here. Hopefully, one of these great chefs they have 3 really, really good chefs, which Rob can appreciate. Hopefully, one of them shows up here soon and we can get some breakfast, some break fast.
To break my fast with a waffle sound good.
Waffle does sound good. Are you a Belgium guy?
I'd take any kind of waffle. The Belgian ones are what's the kind I get at La Quinta?
Oh, that's
Is that a Belgian waffle?
With the Texas
one.
The Texas waffle.
I mean, I miss those days when I would take 12 basketball players down to the La Quintas. Y'all be. That's all we're eating.
I'm scarred forever for my Roach Motel in Oxnard. Remember the waffles we were eating at that Roach Motel in Oxnard? I'm scarred from those, but I was eating them.
In the middle of the worst pandemic America has ever seen, we stay in the worst hotel.
Mattresses outside on the street.
Crack deals going on in the back of the.
Anyway,
yes,
SA Card House is not
that. No, seriously,
it's a beautiful place.
Fantastic, it really is. Come out and see the place if you're a card player. They're going to teach you. If you're not, they got games you can learn. Food is good. It's where you want to be.
Full bar as well.
Which we're sitting near. Foster's is what it's called.
Yes, sir.
So speaking of full bars, last night, Slackers Sports and Arcade Bar, great party. You were an honored guest, and there was an honored invitee that did arrive. Keldon Johnson came and hung out with the crew from Slackers. And one thing that is consistent about Keldon is he is the same guy that they drafted 3 years ago.
Yeah, no.
Same guy.
Super humble. Took every picture, shook every hand. even, sat and talked with the crazy fan that has these crazy questions. I feel for those. Hey, man, what do you, I'm like, dude, leave the guy alone. Take your picture and leave him alone.
The camera, they always say camera adds 10 pounds. How's he look?
Great. He looks fantastic. I actually asked him about, because, of course he's, affiliated with Davies Entertainment, but he does a lot of boxing training. But I asked him, I was like, is that, for you cutting weight? He's like, no, man, I want to stay dangerous. I like boxing. I like UFC.
He wants to take out Tim.
But it's a great workout.
Run around that gym, I'm sure.
Run around that gym and boxing. Have you just shadow box for a song? Like, turn on your favorite song and shadow box. You will die at the end of those 3 minutes.
As we see what is imminent transition as the Spurs become what they're going to be when the alien arrives, and we expect that Keldon is part of the foundational piece of the next generation of the Spurs.
It's weird, Rob. It's a weird place for him to be in, because while we consider him, of course, the second to Big Three to Wemby, but at the same time, every single time a trade rumor comes up, the name that is brought up is Keldon, because he's the best piece.
He has value.
Right.
Now, part of this transition will be another coach.
Ooh.
Don't you feel like it? I mean, it just can't not be another coach in our.
You're hearing you just say that.
Well,
but you're right.
So a couple now we have the sound. Who asked and put it bluntly, is Pop too old? Was that you or
that was Joe? That was Joe.
This is Keldon in response to, is Pop too old to continue coaching all these young dudes?
Basketball related to everybody. And
great answer.
He has evolved with the game of basketball. He's been winning for 20 plus years. So to say too old, I mean, I don't agree. I feel like he adjusts with the game, and I mean, as you can tell with his winning record. But I mean, he's still a great coach, and I mean, he's still on top of it each and every day. He brings it each and every day with the intensity to the young group.
Keldon Johnson yesterday speaking to Pop.
I hope. I guess we all want to grow old, but when you are around people that are elder, I won't say old. When you're around elders, you can tell when you're around an elder that's like, oh, he you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's staying with it.
Yeah, he's still sharp. He's still on point, and that's the feeling that I got from Keldon being around Pop these last 3 years. It's like, yeah, okay, I know his birth certificate says he's 70 something, but it's still all there. He's still kicking, still rolling, still moving around, still in the best shape of his life. Like that's. You don't consider someone old, but to me, it's like how your actions. I mean, I know what the birth certificate says, but you can decide to either just be on the couch and just watch MSNBC and Fox News, or you could get up and move around and get on an elliptical and keep your mind sharp and
just move down to Southtown. I mean,
yeah, you know what I mean. Come on,
his best life downtown.
Yeah, he's still fine.
Now, how long is he going to be the Spurs head coach is indeed a question that I'm sure has crossed his mind. This is Keldon on when he thinks Pop will leave, if he ever does.
Well, I don't know how long he's going to stick around, but like I said before, I said this many times during the season, I wish everybody could experience Coach Pop on just a personal level, because he's such an amazing human being. And I feel like, he really changed my life as a young man off the court as much as on the court. He helped me develop into a man. And I feel like, without Coach Pop, I don't know where I'd be, but he's just such an amazing human being, and I wish everybody could experience that before they give an opinion about Coach Pop, because he's a great individual.
Who has a negative opinion of Coach Pop, first of all?
Man, if you stay in San Antonio long enough, Rob, there's a bunch of people that have.
I'm kidding. Trust me, that was a joke.
I was like, hey,
a lot of redheaded guys going, hey.
I was at the studio. I could walk down the hall. A couple guys that might not.
Just say
like I could walk 10 paces down the hall, hit a left, and I can find 2 or 3 guys in the studio that might be like, hey, Pop, quit. But when you hear change my life, I don't know where I'd be. That's a little different.
Well, he's the how many Spurs have we heard say that? 25, 30 of them?
All of them. Even Steven Jackson never has anything good to say about the Spurs, but he loves him some Pop.
So I've heard, that is no surprise, and every player that's come through has said essentially the same thing. But yeah, I mean, the want to and the desire and all of that, and making you a better guy and a better player, man, is up in his upper 70s.
You know what? And that's a poor job on my part. It probably should have been a follow-up. Should have been, could you see yourself playing for anybody other than Pop? And I didn't follow that up. It's kind of loud and they're kind of crazy. I should have, now that, you got a day to sleep on it, like, I should have followed it up. Like, at some point it is going to be in, and What's that going to be like having to play for somebody else when all you know is this way?
It's got to be a very not difficult, but when you know that your coach is on his way, and every time you see him talking to another guy or you hear rumors, you're thinking, is that the next coach? Is this guy going to get the gig? And then everybody that works as an assistant in the building, I have to assume that while right now Pop is not even employed by the Spurs, right? He's a free agent. His contract expired at the end of the season.
Well, for all we know, it's signed and they haven't said a damn thing. But no, as far as we know right now, no, he is pretty much the head coach with a free agent, but a free agent / free agent. So, but I asked you at 6 o'clock, Rob. Wemby walks in, the city goes crazy. The jersey is the top jersey in the world, and he walks in, and it's the first day of training camp. Whose team is it?
As we sit today, it's Keldon. As we sit today, for the guy that has been there, the young dude that's been in the longest, I don't know what the dynamic is between them.
Or is that even a thing anymore?
Oh, it's still a thing. Every team has a guy. Every team has a guy. Now, the coach might pick the wrong guy, so there might be two guys, the guy that the players naturally gravitate to, and then the guy that the coach told you have to listen to or deal with because he's your guy. So, and you can always tell those teams too. But every team has a guy. Sometimes it's the wrong guy for the wrong reasons, but there is a leader in every locker room.
But you can have healthy alpha-ship, right? Is that a word? Like, you can have it a healthy way where Keldon walks in like, yo, I'm balling out, but I'm still going to play within the team concept. It's still going to be Spurs culture, but Wemby's going to push me, and Wemby can push him and Vassell and the guys that have been there a little bit. He can push them in a good way.
You know, you bring up something that's interesting. Most teams, you want your most talented guy to be the leader. You want that.
So it should be Wemby.
That's not always the case, though.
No.
I mean, Tim Duncan was the leader, and he was the most talented guy. And people just looked. He didn't say a lot, but they followed him.
So you got Joker as the leader, even though he doesn't like to be rah-rah. You can be the leader without being rah-rah.
He doesn't say a lot, but they follow him. I mean, every locker room has a guy that they're going to follow, whether it's by action or by word. They're going to follow these guys around. Keldon's got that kind of mentality that I feel like he's kind of the natural guy. I haven't spent enough time around Devin. I really don't know what he's like. I don't know and he's younger, and I don't know what the two young point guards are like at all. So I really don't know who else. I know Trey Jones is an upstanding good dude. I mean, he's a very solid part of the team. He ain't the leader. Ain't nobody.
You got to meet him out at Lackland.
Yeah, I got to spend some time out there with him. But he's a Duke kid. He's kind of been taught to be the leader kind of type. But Keldon has the mentality and the sensibility to think, now that DeJounte was gone, I think he's kind of stepped into that void a little bit last year. Yeah. And then we're not even including the vets that we feel like are at least part of what the next couple of years will hold. Zach Collins could be, by his seniority, play a big role in the big man part of the scheme. But it'll be Wemby's team by December.
Damn. I mean, that's pretty damn fast, Rob.
Well, if you got a guy that's going to come out and do what we expect him to do, there's going to be a lot to ask of him. And I think Keldon, like you talk about pushing each other, you also have to make room for each other. And a good leader gets out of the way sometimes.
Yeah, true that. We kind of chopped up the interview, but I did ask Keldon, I said, what are you? You're a 3-year point. He said, I'm a hooper. Because I was like, are you a point forward? Are you a small forward? What should I classify you as? He was like, man, I'm just a hooper. I was like, you know what, kid? That's a great answer.
In football,
a great answer.
We always say you want to be quantified at the position that gets paid the most. You know what I mean?
Like Micah's like, I'm a defensive end.
I'm a D end. I'm not a weak side linebacker. I'm not that. In my thought process, in the modern NBA, I would want to be classified as a small forward. Because I think small
LeBron, Kawhi, Paul, like those guys, they
are the
got
dudes
paid.
that are getting paid. And second would be shooting guard, the lead guard, whatever we want to call it.
Right?
So if I'm Keldon, I am a small forward. I'm not a power forward. I'm not a big guard. I'm not an off guard. I am a small forward, or I'm a lead guard. Yeah. But those are the guys that get all the cash.
But I forget he's young, and it hit me when he walked in, because yesterday it was about 90. We're actually about 90 degrees, and here he comes in like my 14-year-old daughter with a hoodie. I'm like, oh, damn, I forget this is a kid. He's still a kid. Like, only kids walk around in 90-degree heat with hoodies on.
When he first arrived, 2 years ago, and you're again speaking to a guy who hadn't changed.
Right.
He had open runs. He was running at Lanier. Just running.
Are you serious? Oh, that's right. You told me because Jack was out there.
Yeah, Jack got invited to a couple of the runs.
That's right.
And, I mean, that hadn't been something in San Antonio for 40 years. I mean, there used to be a day when you could find a gym where local Spurs were playing. It used to be the Concord downtown where you could, if you could sneak in, you could get in a game with some legit NBA types.
Yeah, you would.
That's a thing of the past until Keldon got here, and suddenly there were some games.
See, I accidentally fell into a Concord gym, and I knew right away that I just watched because it was like runs.
They were
hooping, like it was like pro-am. There was some couple Spurs out there. I was like, nah, I'm not even putting my name on that list. Like sometimes you got to know your limits, and I just held the towel and I just watched some good old-fashioned open run. Good stuff back in the days at Concord.
There was a guy, used to be a Spur, went on to be an NBA ref for years, named Leon Wood.
I know who you're talking about.
Leon was a early Spur, a long time ago was a Spur. He got drafted after that Olympic year, and I was down at the Concord. I didn't know who this guy was, and I ended up guarding him.
What'd he give you, 50?
That's why I'll never forget that name. I didn't know who Leon Wood was. Like, who's that? That's Leon Wood. Who's Leon Wood? The guy that's about to give you 80. That guy. Hey, we're going to continue with the conversation with Keldon because he had a lot to say, and we'll continue to give you that. RJ Ochoa is not far away.
Yeah, it's his show.
We have his own show just around the corners. But before we get to RJ Ochoa, we want to hear from the offensive coordinator of your Dallas Cowboys.
Let's do it.
His name is Schottenheimer. We're going to call him Shotty, and he's going to tell you what this new offense is going to look like in great detail. Wait till you hear from the offensive coordinator who will not be calling plays. We'll be right back. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, it's Friday, guys. You made it. It's time to head out to Tri-County Meat Market for your weekend's grilling. Tri-County Meat Market is locally owned, and they're full service. And I'm talking about full service. They've got everything you need to up your grilling game. And I'm talking about selected. They start at prime, and it gets better from there. It's always Angus beef, Wagyu, or upper choice. Tri-County's got everything you need for your grilling game, up and apart from what you want to cook. Maybe they can prepare it for you. You're looking for a beef or chicken fajitas? Oh, my goodness. Their prepared pork's outstanding as well. And if you haven't had one of their Texas toothpicks, which are sirloin cubes wrapped in bacon, already skewered and ready to throw on your grill, you just haven't lived. You ready for a beef rib? I think you deserve a Bronto rib, one of those big old suckers that takes 2 hands to eat, or maybe a couple of those pork rib wraps. I mean, you like them St. Louis style? That's the way I go. Their seasoned fajitas are outstanding. Their tri-tips are perfect. Try a picanha, their wet or dry sausage. They make them in-house. And their burgers, they're ground with everything you want in the burger and nothing that you don't. That's what Tri-County does. They take care of you. And if you haven't used your 5 for 25, go in there. $25, 5 items in a bag. I promise you there's 2 meals there. It's the best deal in San Antonio. First responders, you're always getting 10% off. Now, where do you go? That's Tri-County Meat Market over on Heamer, out on Ralph Fair. Head over there, get some good meat, throw it on the grill, and I know you're going to be thanking me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe, today at 3.
Coming up at 3 on The Blitz, the Cowboys are all done until training camp. John Machota with The Athletics is going to join us. Let us know exactly what they did and how they left camp. Plus, it's Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Can Miami find a way? We'll break it all down. The Blitz begins at 3.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe, today at 3 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-449-8811. That's 1-800-449-8811. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-449-8811. That's 1-800-449-8811.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
When you're drinking a frozen beverage from McDonald's, your brain may not like how refreshingly cold it is, but the rest of your body, oh yes, it's gonna relish every moment of it, because there are drinks. Then there are drinks from McDonald's.
There's no better way to cool down than with this cool deal. Get a medium frozen Coke, frozen Dr. Pepper, or frozen Fanta for just $1.79. Prices at participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hey, Joe Calvi here for Mother's Window Tint. You know, I started the company back in 1984. And just recently I went on vacation out to Arizona and I got to rent a car. And let me tell you something. It absolutely was brutal out there in the sun with a car with no window tint. You're going to have window tint in your car if you come to Mother's Window Tint, because we've got the best films money can buy. We have films that will stop more heat than any other, and we can prove it. Over 60 films in stock on most days. You're going to be able to do more than just pick light, medium, and dark, but we've got it all. You're going to have a beautiful window tint when we're done with your car, and we sell the greatest alarm systems to help you protect yourself and your family. Car stereos, make your car go thump, 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 mother thump. Mother's Window Tint in Austin and San Antonio. Check out our addresses on the web at motherswindowtint.com, and remember, do it at Mothers and save.
Right now at Diamonds Direct, whether you buy a $3,000 diamond pendant or a $30,000 designer ring, you can spread your payments up to 5 years. Or if you prefer, you can get on-the-spot savings as much as $5,000. And everything's included. Exquisite diamond rings, earrings, bands, bracelets. It's our best offer of all time. You can pick a low monthly payment for up to 5 years or get instant savings up to $5,000. Don't miss this amazing offer. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion. Get details and more at diamondsdirect.com on approved credit.
I was in a terrible accident with a commercial vehicle. I had to have surgery on my back. My life was turned upside down and I was completely screwed. Then I called the Force, the Davis law firm. Jeff personally handled my case. After expenses and attorney fees, I received $397,988. It's really true. Jeff was here for me.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you were injured by a car or large truck, call me at my San Antonio office at 444-4444. That's 444-4444. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4.
Guys, did you know that June is Men's Health Month? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T level is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your hormones are serious business, and most men start to see changes in their hormone levels starting in their 30s. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Get your T levels checked today by a local, experienced, and trusted healthcare professional. Revive Men's Health has successfully helped thousands of men since 2011. Experience and results matter. So, what are you waiting for? Call Revive today to schedule your free testosterone test and free exam. We know we can help you. We guarantee it. Celebrate Men's Health Month. Get your free T-level test and save $199. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Reinagle here. Coming up at 3 on the Blitz. The Cowboys are all done until training camp. How did they do? Well, John Machota with The Athletic is going to join us. He'll let us know. Plus, it's Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Hey, Rudy, did you get drive behind the ears?
Barely, Joe. Barely, man. My dumb butt didn't take a towel to Slackers and knew when I was getting in the dunking booth. Like, you know, sometimes I know my mom just shakes her head. She did a better job than I lead on.
Wet behind the ears, huh?
A little bit wet behind the ears.
It's hard in the morning. I'm dry behind the ears. I'm glad Rudy is too. We're sitting comfortably at the SA Card House out of 281 and Bitters. Come out and see us. Come out and play some poker all weekend long. They're going to be open a variety of games. What's the game that's hitting that you called?
Right now is a 1-2 cash game.
1-2 cash game is going on. The multipliers are in play. Come put some hours in the seat and play some poker right here at SA Card House and get something fine to eat. Yeah. I noticed they got specials today. Right in the middle, they had circled fried bread pudding. That's 3 words that sound fantastic to me.
You know what? The first time I came out here to meet Foster, the first time I came out to meet Foster, he was like, you know what? I have this homemade bread pudding. And I was like, dude, I'm not a sweets guy, Foster. Miss me with that. He said, just try it. Change your life, Rob.
I'm a fan of bread
change
pudding.
your life.
Now,
I took a bite and I took the rest home, and my wife it changed my wife's life too.
Here's how you pretty up bread pudding by adding a little bit of bourbon to it.
What if I want to give my 4-year-old something, Rob?
Well, that's
Damn.
even better. She'll be asleep a little bit earlier than she normally. What are you talking? You acted like that was a problem.
Yeah, you know what?
Come on.
You could tell we're showing our age. You know, we used to give rub a little vodka on the gums.
Shoot. My mother used to make Christmas rum balls. Damn. We'd have a couple of rum balls on Christmas Eve.
Then you'd be running around the house, and next thing you know, you pass out. That's awesome.
His name is Brian Schottenheimer. He is the offensive coordinator for your Dallas Cowboys.
We need to come up with a whenever they call a good play. Edwin, we need a for Shotty.
Yeah, he goes by Shotty. Brian, his father of great fame, as a head coach there with the Kansas City Chiefs for years. But he was indoctrinated in the same style of offense that Mike McCarthy was. This West Coast idea of ball in space, short, crisp passes. We've laughed a lot about what it's turning into. Well, Schottenheimer describes on where he's taking this West Coast offense to places it's never been before.
Well, I mean, I think we talked about this a little bit before. You know, the number one thing is I said it, and I do believe it. It wasn't broke. I mean, what they've done here over the last, 5, 6, 7 years has been really good since Dak came in the league. We wanted to keep a lot of that in place. It's what our players know. We're a veteran, strong offense that's added some really cool pieces. We were very selective about the changes that we made. We tried to protect some of the language, the things that Dak has used for a long time. But we certainly added some wrinkles. And so, not to put a number on it, but we're somewhere in that, keep 70%-ish. We've certainly added some flavor. But I think the things that we put in that were new, not only Dak, but Zach and Tyron and those guys, TP, they all like some of the adjustments and things that we've made. So it really has been a very collaborative thing where a lot of good give and take of the stuff that's been in place, stuff that Mike's done, stuff that I've done in Seattle. And again, it's nice to kind of get through this off season, and then we'll go to training camp, tweak some things, and then start getting ready for games.
Brian Schottenheimer, the new OC for the Dallas Cowboys on the West Coast offense that he's brought. He says it's only a 30% change, but we heard CD Lamb go, dude, it's a new language.
So Mike and Shotty Mike. Let's call him Shotty Mike. Shotty Mike are like, hey, man, it's not that much different. It's just wrinkles. The players are like, dude, this is, what is that? Babel. Is that the app where you learn a different language? They got to download Babbel to understand it. So the players feel like this is huge change. Shotty Mike, they're just saying, hey man, it's really not that much difference. We wanted to keep the language. We're a veteran offense. You know what? To me, I do feel like it's going to be totally different, but the same.
You're gonna have to take me down that road. I don't know what that means.
Totally different in the sense of the pace. Totally different in the wording, as far as we talked about getting to play down. Totally different as far as getting to the line of scrimmage with about 5-6 more seconds than you normally would have. Totally different in the sense of we're not going to try and get Dak. We don't need you to do 3-4 different reads. So, but the skeleton is the same.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Right.
Well, if that's going to happen, if you're going to go with a bit faster pace and we're doing some different things, first and foremost is the turnovers. The interceptions have got to go away.
Yes.
And Shotty talked about fixing the turnover issue.
He certainly does need to be fixed. There's no question about that. I mean, that's a great player. You guys know that. You guys have watched him more than I have. But he's a competitor, right? I mean, he's going to go out there and he's going to compete, and he's going to, I can make that throw. And so he's just got to understand situations of the game and down and distance and all that stuff, and clean up some of the decisions that that he knows last year he kind of missed. But I love one of my early experiences as a coordinator was with the Jets, and it was 2008, and I was coaching Brett Favre. And so you guys have seen Brett play. He would force a ball into try. There'd be like 3 guys there waiting for it. One of the 3 was going to catch it, and he'd come over. I'd be like, dude, what are you doing? He'd say, hey, my bad. I'd be all right, we're good. And move on. And I'd get up to leave, and he'd go, hey, Shotty, I can make that throw, though. I can make that throw. I was like, dude, that's not the point. Yeah, you can. You can make that throw sometimes. So it's a little bit of that competitive spirit. These guys, they all have that. And again, Dak loves some of the things that we're doing, from training the footwork and timing and some of the rhythm things, tying the routes to his feet. So we expect him to have a huge year.
Training the footwork and tying the routes to his feet. When Dak Prescott's feet are not set, he's not good. When he gets it, and it's crazy. And it's such a hard position to play. The fact that you still learning footwork at 8 years in, and that's not a Dak knock. That's, you got a few unicorns where it's just like, hey, man, this guy Patrick Mahomes just has it. But for most guys, Rob, that play that position, only 32 of them in the world, it takes a long time to figure this out. He just said we're reworking footwork and tying the routes to his footwork.
I find it ironic that they are still working on it, but because it is those kind of things that got him to the NFL. He was never a natural quarterback. When you talk to his coaches at Mississippi State, the first time they saw
rushing
him,
records, didn't he?
Well, they saw him. He was a fat kid who couldn't move. They're like, dude, you're gonna have to, seriously. He came to their camps and they said, you can come back. You worked hard, but you ain't gonna play here. And he worked his way to getting there, not being a natural athletic quarterback. It's not Mahomes. Mahomes was born to be a quarterback. Dak worked to become one.
Yeah. Before we get out of here, Rob, quick question, rapid fire. Would you put $100 on Dak? Let's do prop bets to throw less than 10 interceptions this year.
No.
Rob, if he throws more than 10 picks, it's not going to be a good year, bro.
I'm not going to bet on that. 10 interceptions, I might even accept 10. Maybe that means he's taking more chance. I don't know, but I don't think he's going to get out under 10 interceptions. I don't. That's less than one a game. I'll take that. I mean,
yeah,
coming off falling back. Hey, we're going to continue hearing from Schottenheimer. He had a lot more. We're going to hear from about tight ends, what he's learned about his new wide receivers, and everything else that goes along with his offense. And we'll ask those questions of RJ Ochoa. His show inside of our show is next. Hold on tight. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Here in Texas, the heat is relentless. The storms are serious. The hail is insane. Texas weather doesn't do anything halfway, and neither should your roofer. Hi, I'm Joe Reinagle. Your roof protects your home and your family. So whether you need a simple repair or a roof replacement, metal or composition, you need a roofer you can trust. That's Stevens Roofing. They're reputable, reliable, and have always been your local roofer. Call Stevens Roofing today for a free estimate, 210-785-0994, or go online at stevensroofing.net.
Smoker's Paradise, your premium smoke shop. Fully stocked to shop everything you need for your smoking needs under one roof. Vaporizers, disposable e-cigarettes, hookah accessories, water pipes, cigars, and more. With 14 area locations, including the newest at Southwest Military in Roosevelt. Visit smokersparadise.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-330-2929. That's 800-330-2929. 800-330-2929.
You could throw your flip-flop at a bug.
Ew, a bug, get it.
But the chances of actually hitting it
over there
are statistically,
it's still alive.
Unlikely. Good thing nature's got your back. Stem bug killers combine powerful active ingredients found in plants, like lemongrass and geraniol, and scientifically engineer them into effective bug-fighting formulas, safe for use as directed around people, pets, and throughout the home. Stem, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
Hold up, you're using Swiffer Power Mop? What would Mom say?
Oh, she'd be like, a mopping bucket is the only way to deep clean your floors. And I'd be like, Mom, this is the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one that gets you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. She'd never believe you. I'd say, look, the solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket. And the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get into grout lines. That's why you're the smart one.
Really?
What? Mom said it.
The new Swiffer Power Mop. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you, with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome back to the quickest podcast ever, brought to you by Kohl's.
Today's topic, Father's Day.
Yeah, I may have procrastinated a bit on getting my dad a gift.
Honestly, same. But Kohl's saved the day. I found great gifts my dad will love every day, like Nike athleisure, stylish shirts, some grilling go-tos.
Wow, your dad is one lucky guy.
Well, what can I say? He raised a smart kid. Wait, where are you going?
Off to Kohl's to make my dad proud.
See store or Kohl's.com for details.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, you're starting to speak another language.
Babbel's lessons are voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no better way than
Babbel.
Text radio to 64,000 to try Babbel for free. Text radio to 64,000.
It's the RJ Ochoa Show on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. What's going on in Jerry's world? What's the latest from Cowboy Camp? Find out right here, Friday mornings at 7:30 and 9:30 with the manager and editor-in-chief of Blogging the Boys, RJ Ochoa. Here's Robin Rudy.
It's R&R and RJ. Or should I just say it's the RJ Ochoa Show inside the R&R show. I would introduce him, but he seems to be busy. He's RJ Ochoa, the leader, the captain, the head so-and-so, the suit of Blogging the Boys, Rock the Mic champ, and good friend of ours. Hey, morning, RJ. Welcome aboard. Love the shirt.
Thanks, guys. Great to be here. Yeah, I'm in the C-suite, so I was just kind of taking care of some things off to the side over here.
You look busy.
Making sure the lights stay on, the water stays in the pipes, and that food stays in everybody's belly.
Absolutely.
It's your job and a husband. Hey, yesterday it was my first opportunity to hear from Brian Schottenheimer. We call him Shotty. Is that the name that you use?
Yeah.
We're not allowed to call him Shotty. Everybody cut it out. He's Coach Schottenheimer to us.
Say, given that his father had one of the longest tenured NFL coaching careers of all time, and that people called him Shoddy, it's been around. You know what I mean? You guys are kind of like, hey, what if we just call it, Nike? That's kind of, where you guys are at this
Well,
point here.
when I first saw him, I go, you know what? I do recognize him. He has been around the Cowboys in their orbit for the last couple of years. I've seen him at training camps and practices. Didn't he work with the offensive line for a little bit? What's his progress to OC?
He an assistant.
That's offensive assistant.
A glorified title for a friend of the head coach. You never want to really kind of put things in those terms, but it's worth mentioning that his father did give Mike McCarthy his first ever coaching job in the NFL. The Schottenheimer name is a really well-known one in NFL circles, obviously, and Brian's obviously had some success himself. As I fight off the sneeze, shout out to me right there, landed it perfectly. He's also had some lack of success that people kind of want to say is really who he is.
What is that? What is the lack of success that you're talking about?
Well, he was a part of the 2021 Jacksonville Jaguars in terms of most recent things. But I mean, I think we're all willing to kind of accept that team was kind of fighting with one hand tied behind their back. He was a part of the Seahawks in ways that were good and bad. The good was the let Russ cook phenomenon that kind of took over the NFL. But he was also the offensive coordinator against the Cowboys when Dallas beat Seattle in the 2018 wildcard round when everybody was upset about how much the Seahawks ran the ball. He kind of took away the best years of Mark Sanchez's career with the New York Jets.
All right, you're depressing me. You're depressing me. All right, enough bad news.
Well, the good news is that, again, all due respect to Brian Schottenheimer, a.k.a. Shotty, he's the offensive coordinator in name, but this is Mike McCarthy's show. I mean, everybody's
This is the Eric B. This is Eric Bieniemy 2.0.
Now, we'd like to trademark this, and we need your help. The Tex Coast offense. Not Texas Coast. It's too much. Too wordy. Too many syllables. Tex Coast.
Yeah, even Texas Coast is just kind of difficult to enunciate. Like, for some reason, Tex Coast is better. It has like a Tex-Mex, I guess, like word association. Yeah, I mean, I loved that name. I thought it was super cool and funny. But Tex Coast is definitely cooler to me. I mean, it doesn't make sense in Dallas. Like if they were the Corpus Christi Cowboys, like maybe it makes a little bit more sense. But being located exactly where they are, like, what are you the coast of? Like Oklahoma? Like there's no real coast there. You know what I mean?
Our
like,
state is on the water. I mean, that's enough, right?
That's true, but their city isn't.
You're just a beach snob. You're a Beach Valley snob. And just because we're far away, we can still claim the Gulf. Just because we're not on it like you.
You can. I have no issues with you guys claiming it, but Dak and Dallas is, a bit more of a stretch in a literal sense.
Dalvin Cook.
Rudy. Sweet Rudy.
Cha-ching, get him.
I ain't gonna get wordy.
Get him.
I'm not gonna get wordy. I ain't gonna get wordy. He's probably gonna be cheap. Dalvin Cook.
I mean, would it be cool? Yeah, but
that's what really I say.
Is it really necessary? No. It's like it's Friday night. I'm kind of hungry. I don't need a steak dinner. Yeah, I don't need a burger. I just need
but
like
a
bag
steak
of
would be
Cheetos,
good.
I mean, I guess, but look, the Cowboys have already graduated beyond paying running back exorbitant amount of money. However, they are paying Tony Pollard $11 million in the franchise tag. So, I mean, we've been talking. It's like we don't want to bring Zeke back. I will totally say that Dalvin Cook is a superior player to Zeke. I'm, all due respect to Zeke, but no, I want to move. If you want to be the Tex Coast offense, you got to move the ball through the air. The Tex Coast offense isn't about. I mean, maybe it is. That's why they kind of have dubbed it this. It isn't about ground and pound. This isn't, speaking of Corpus Christi, this isn't Phil Danaher in, whatever, his like 60 runs a game. And so we don't want that. I mean, you're good at the running back position. I can't wait to see where Dalvin winds up. This does have some level of interest. I mean, honestly, like you do have to kind of talk about it and think about it.
It will change a team for the better. There will be a team that'll be much more Super Bowl worthy when he lands there.
I suppose, especially if it is Miami. Denver is kind of like hit and miss. But the Cowboys, I think, are ultimately good. I'd rather, if you're playing the would you rather game, I would rather have DeAndre Hopkins. The quickest way to the end zone is through the air. That's my goal. I want to get airbound. That's I want up in the air. I want to move fast. I'm Ricky Bobby.
Well, then why don't you
hand the ball off 40 times a game?
Why don't you start blogging with the Chargers then? Because that boat's left. Okay, they're throwing 40 bombs to keep. This is a different type of offense, RJ. I need you to get on board.
I 100% disagree. I think the Chargers have, the Chargers have put on the light. Hey, Rudy, fasten your seatbelt because the descent is about to begin in LA. The Cowboys, meanwhile, have shed that. The Cowboys have.
Okay.
That's the Tex Coast offense. Like, yeah, they have some principles of running the ball, but they are gonna move go find any year that Mike McCarthy has called plays and find a team that was obsessed with running the ball. You can't. I mean, Mike McCarthy understands that when you have an elite quarterback, you've got to throw it. And look, Kellen Moore, obviously not against throwing the ball. And some of the reason the Cowboys haven't been able to truly challenge down the field has been, Michael Gallup was kind of their deep threat. He was coming off the injury last year.
Right.
And then in 2021, Dak was coming off the injury. Like, the variables have been kind of weird and awkward. But this team is not going to sit around and wait. I would posit that Dak's going to have more attacking downfield than Justin Herbert. And that's not a Justin Herbert or Dak Prescott thing. That's a Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore thing.
At RJ Ochoa with Blogging the Boys. He's with us every Friday. Make sure you're catching him with us and following him on Twitter and reading Blogging the Boys. A couple things with the new offense. We heard from Zach Martin yesterday, and he talked about he mentioned the kind of collaborative thing between he and the offensive lineman and this new offense. He talked about the edge in the play calling, and McCarthy's kind of attitude has kind of changed as far as the way the offense looks. And then we heard from Schottenheimer talking about this collaborative idea. How much is the offensive line playing a role in this new offense, this Tex Coast offense? I'm going to keep using it till it sticks.
I think that's a good idea, first of all, but it's different being a primarily zone blocking team, zone running team, which is what the Cowboys have been forever. The only team who ran the ball more than the Cowboys last year was Bijan Robinson. It was the Atlanta Falcons who drafted Bijan Robinson.
Say that again. Say that again. The only team that ran the ball more than the Dallas Cowboys was the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, and
wow.
that sounds, that's not a fair representation of what happened when you say it in just a volume sense like that. But as the season wore on, Cowboys got worse at running the ball in high pressure, high leverage situations. The Falcons weren't a good team, but that was just kind of their bread and butter. Look at Arthur Smith. That's right. Who lives on the ground. The Cowboys are going to be different, and so you've got to be kind of a different team in that sense. We really have. Dak Prescott's rookie year, the team was all about the zone blocking scheme. That's why the Zeke Elliott pick was so fascinating, because he was kind of the perfect running back for that. And so we've seen him have moments of challenging things in an aerial way. Like now and I'm not saying that Dak's going to throw the ball 40 times a game, but
no,
I
that's
do
not
think that they have, kind of veered away from that for whatever reasons they have found to be more logical or reasonable or whatever. But you have to be ready for that. I think that that's what they're doing. They didn't trade for Brandon Cooks to run the ball more. That's an important thing.
Hey, I'm in a gambling mood this morning, RJ. We're out live at a card house here in San Antonio, SA Card House. Would you bet money? I just asked Rob this before you came on, that Dak Prescott will throw less than 10 interceptions this season. Because I think that's the sweet spot. Between 7 and 10 is the sweet spot to have a quote unquote great year for a quarterback.
First of all, I thought you lived at the Card House based on your Instagram story.
I do live here.
I need you to give me a half, like 10.5, 9.5. That makes
see, you sound like Rob. Rob didn't want to touch it. RJ, you
too low, man.
If he throws more than 10 interceptions, RJ. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. This is your show.
Why? That's a silly statement. Like, what if he throws 11 interceptions, but 3 of them were in one game, and he threw 8 picks, or 8 picks in 16 other games? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that's why you can't say like, oh, the Cowboys ran the ball more than the Falcons. Like, again, when you say it in a volume sense like that, it doesn't tell you the whole story. What if you threw 4 of them in one game? You know what I'm saying? Then the 11 is then you're like, oh, hell yeah, sign me up for the 11 because I'll bite the bullet on that one game, and you might even win that game, right? Like Tony Romo threw 5 picks on Monday Night Football in 2007
against the Chicago Bears.
It was against the Buffalo Bills. Good try, Rudy. That's why it's my show. Anyway, you could have a million interceptions in one single game and come back and stabilize across the rest of the season. So, give me a percentage like that. You need to apply it to a game-by-game basis. When you say it on the whole over this.
There's a couple things here. When we argue about interceptions, and even Schottenheimer relayed a story about Brett Favre when he was coaching him with I guess he was with the Jets when his early coaching, and talk about Favre coming off the field after throwing an interception, and Schotty's like, dude, there were 3 guys in there. What? Because no, man, I'm sorry, but I can make that throw. I remember getting in trouble one time for not picking up a personal foul in a basketball game. and that I had got the coach literally lit me up because Tom, no fouls. That tells me you weren't even freaking trying. I mean, like I thought I played I played defense without. Sometimes I don't mind my quarterback throwing an interception because he's trying to make a play, and I'll give him 5 of those this season.
That sounds crazy.
No, I want a guy who's going to try to make a play. The Brett Favre, the Aaron Rodgers. There's been a lot of bad balls that Aaron's
take
thrown.
care of my ball.
And Pat Mahomes throws them too.
All
now,
right.
certainly Dak's not in those categories, but I do want him trying to make a play, and I'll sacrifice a ball or two if he goes, dude, it was right there. Right there, and it didn't happen.
To Rob's point, in a philosophical sense, like hell yeah, like I want that dude who's going to try to thread the needle. Like Rudy, if you want to lay up, that's fine, but Rob and I are going for the green 10 out of 10 times. I mean,
that's why your team. That's why your team will never win anything because y'all are okay. Y'all are okay with mediocrity.
Gunslingers win things. They win. They win things.
So I agree that gunslingers win things, but more than that, I like your number isn't reasonable. Like in general, do you know how many interceptions Justin Herbert threw last year?
I do not know, RJ, but I do know that they were up 27-0 and lost. So what are you talking about here?
This isn't counting the playoffs. He threw 10, and he threw 10 his rookie year. And he
so in other words, it don't mean anything.
And he threw 15 in 2021. So my point is, like, 10 is incredibly low in general for a 17-game regular season. Like, we're not arguing like, oh, I want Dak to lead the league in interceptions because it means he's aggressive. Like, I'm just saying, like, I agree. Like, I want aggression for my quarterback, but 10 is just in general too low of like. There are very, very few quarterbacks I would take to not throw at least 10 interceptions because you got to play 17 games. Like. And at the end of the day, football's weird. Like, weird crap happens. Like, speaking of Jacksonville, the team that came back to beat the Chargers, Dak threw one on the road in overtime that got tipped off of Noah Brown. Like, so you're going to put that one on his 10 count? You know, it counts. If you look at his stats today, and it's like, well, he threw 15 interceptions, but it's like, that one's on Noah Brown. You know what I mean? So the 10, there's more than meets the eye to the 10 in the box score.
Mike McCarthy talked about theme. He didn't want to let us know what the theme would be, RJ. What would your theme be if you got to choose? What do you feel like the theme should be for the Dallas Cowboys this season?
Talking like the thing I put like on the tumblers and the T-shirts and the hoodies.
Yeah, all the merch that he's going to have.
Rob said now or never, which I loved. What would yours be for the Cowboys? If there was a theme going into this season, what would your theme for the Cowboys be?
Now or never is too cliche. Sorry, Rob.
Wow.
The worst one, just to be clear, was Jason Garrett's 17 inches. Do you remember that one?
Oh,
Rudy?
my God. Phrasing.
That's awful. That was
17? It was because a home plate in baseball is 17 inches wide. And it's 17 inches wide, Rudy, for everyone. No matter who you are, no matter how good of a hitter you are, the strike zone is the same. The rules are the same. It was so stupid. The Cowboys cut Lucky Whitehead over a case of mistaken identity on the first day of that training camp, just so we're fully clear on the context of the situation. For me, I mean, I think you put it's time. Like, and that sounds like a pressure sort of situation. But
that's
like,
trademarked, RJ. Time. You can't use that one.
I'm okay with. I'll pay the fine. I'm the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, you know, it's time, and it's been time. Like, so maybe you want to go with it's been time because. I mean, they did a lot of things. They did a lot of things last year that I believe they deserve credit for. And some of this is just the patheticness of the franchise of the last quarter century. But, you know, they won double-digit games through the second year for 2 years in a row. They were a playoff team for 2 years in a row. They won a road playoff game. Like, they won a road playoff game for the first time since the 1992 NFC Championship game. Like, the things they did last year, while what I'm about to say is really sad, they are not normal for this team. It was this extracurricular level of accomplishment, and it happened despite the franchise quarterback missing 5 games, which was a hurdle that they had not been able to overcome in the same
RJ.
So
you know
they
what?
broke through those things.
This segment isn't long enough for me to even address. Like, it's like us, you know, giving these kids credit for graduating high school. It's supposed to. It's supposed to. You're supposed to get into the playoffs. Why are you giving them credit?
What do you mean?
When Justin Fields throws for 4,
This is the Cowboys. We haven't seen playoffs in 25 years. What are you talking about?
RJ, man, you know what, dog? You lucky this segment's not longer because we would get into it because that is
Rudy,
silly to you. You just gave them 2 minutes of credit for winning a playoff game.
No, I said it was silly, and I'm like, my point is like that's why people should I wouldn't say adore, but be appreciative for Mike McCarthy because it's like Mike McCarthy came in and did the bare minimum thing that nobody before him had been able to do, and everybody wants to run this coach, this quarterback out of town when it's like the thing they did that is really sad to be an accomplishment, they still did. And Rudy, I know that when Justin Fields throws for 4,000 yards, you're going to act like it's this big old deal when everybody across the entire NFL has done it 1,000 times in NFL history. So let's not talk about low bars that we have to clear as NFL teams.
We'll talk about a low bar. We got a high one when we have RJ Ochoa come join us. Now, as training camp is imminent, we're about a month and a half out. The guys are heading to the 4 corners of the earth, celebrating and vacationing before they go back to work. What's the marching orders for the coaches and the staff? What needs to get done between now and Oxnard? Is it getting a kicker? Is there anything else? Any manpower you think they need to go get? What's their job other than preparing the plays and everything else before we see each other in Oxnard?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're kind of like a teacher. You got to get the classroom ready. You got to get the syllabus ready because this is the last time you have. I mean, before that, right? Like it sounds dramatic to put it that way, but once training camp starts, you deep breath underwater all the way through what you hope is the Super Bowl. And so you've got to take this time to think of everything. And Mike McCarthy is really, really good at that, again, despite criticism. And so you've got to rest. I mean, it's a grind. It's a marathon. So you go to the beach, go to the Poconos, do whatever you want. More than anything, and this is more of a player thing, but don't make any news. We don't want to hear any of your names for any reasons over the next 6 to 7 weeks. Just be completely and totally invisible.
It was a harsh joke, but I said yesterday, I literally would have called Kelvin Joseph up if I was Mike McCarthy and said, don't be this guy. When you leave, come back in a month and a half and don't be riding around in cars with buddies that do drive-bys. That's what I would have done. And that's harsh. That's harsh. But sometimes when you're an adult, you need harsh realities. And that's what I would have done. And you gotta do better, man. Like, oh, well, my team sucks, but your team sucks worse. Cowboy fan, you got to do better. That's y'all's mantra. You got to do better. You're better than that, RJ. This is your show, and that's all you got is Bears jokes. Be better. Be better.
Bears jokes are so easy.
I mean, they're the final breath of the big points I make. I mean, if I can come up with a clever cherry on top, I don't think that's a demerit against me.
As you should. You have your own show inside of ours.
Yeah, I mean, on the Kelvin thing, even if we just kept the football, I mean, dude, you're a second-round pick, and right now there's a sixth-round rookie who looks better on the outside than you do. Like, you're watching your NFL career again. Even if we just keep it a football, you're watching your NFL career slip away. You're about to be that nickel corner that nobody wants to be. Like, you're about to be that special teams guy, and maybe you'll convince yourself that that's what you want, and maybe you ultimately will come to love it. But once upon a time, you came in and you were the big ticket. You were the thing. You were the deal. Everybody was going to believe in you. You were the future. And 2 years have come and gone, and you've made really no impact except for a negative one. So, in a way, Kelvin Joseph really is kind of the Bears of the Cowboys. If you assigned like a franchise value to every single player, he'd be the Chicago Bears.
That's like poetry coming from a poet's mouth. He is RJ Ochoa. All of his stuff on Blogging the Boys. Make sure you're following him there and everywhere else. RJ, have yourself a fine weekend, and we will talk to you next.
Thanks, guys. Love you all. Mike Ditka is most known for being a Cowboys tight end and nothing else.
There you have it. hosting a great cigar party. Hey, coming back, we got a lot to talk about. Game 4 is tonight. We say Game 4. It's a Game 7. We'll figure out how Miami can find a way to lengthen the series past a gentleman's sweep. We're talking finals next. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Miami Heat's improbable postseason run continues.
The Denver Nuggets have finally done it.
This is it. The NBA Finals. The Nuggets and Heat. fighting for the championship, the ring, and NBA immortality.
The Heat stopped the Celtics in Boston.
The Denver Nuggets are going to the NBA Finals.
After a long season, a thrilling postseason, it all comes down to the finals. It's the Nuggets.
And the Nuggets win it 113-111.
The Heat.
They become just the second 8th seed ever to make the NBA Finals.
Tonight at 6:30, and only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hello, I am Jason Thompson, a lawyer for us. Since 1994, I have helped people injured in car, truck, and motorcycle collisions right here in San Antonio. I don't have a clever nickname. I'm not the law lion, the law gun, the hammer, or some other tool. I'm a practicing attorney. When your life is upended literally by a negligent driver, it can be overwhelming. Dealing with insurance companies is, in my opinion, intentionally complicated and frustrating. Why? The fewer dollars the insurance companies pay, the more they get to keep for themselves. You need an experienced attorney to help you make the best decisions for yourself and your family. And that's what I do. That is who I am. Jason Thompson, a lawyer for us. I'm a phone call away, 210-900-0400. The call and the consultation are free with no obligations. My number again is 210-900-0400, or just remember, alawyerforus.com.
Psst, hey, Mark, remember, getting help from Progressive is so easy. You can use the mobile app, chat with us online, or call us.
And you pick now to tell me.
I couldn't miss Little Grace's ballet recital. Oh, thanks for inviting me, by the way.
Did I?
Because you know I'm always here for you.
Yeah. I can use the mobile app if I need help. Sorry, you're in my wife's seat, though?
Oh, yeah, I gotta go anyway. Tell Grace she nailed her chassé.
Get the help you need from Progressive with our mobile app, online chat, or over the phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
O'Reilly. Stay cool this summer with AC Pro and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get a $15 O'Reilly Auto Parts gift card after rebate plus 2 times O Rewards points with the purchase of select AC Pro ready-to-use refrigerant products that include a hose and gauge. If your vehicle's AC is blowing hot air, beat the heat with AC Pro at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and executive producer of a new Hollywood documentary called The Baby Boomer Dilemma. In this film, economists and Nobel Prize-winning PhDs from Wharton, MIT, and Stanford share a strange concept I call the retirement discount. It gives you more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and your money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you are over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money, call to get a free copy of this brand new movie, 1-800-578-3535. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free, plus 2 hours of bonus behind-the-scenes footage. No credit card required. Call right now. 1-800-578-3535. That's 1-800-578-3535. Again, 1-800-578-3535.
In the Bible's creation account, I'm struck by the fact that the humans God put in the garden didn't have any anxiety. One writer defines anxiety as an automatic reaction to a threat, real or imagined. The root meaning of the word anxiety means to choke or to take by the throat. One of the ways we know we are anxious is a tightening feeling in our chest. In that original garden, there was no such thing as death nor any of the lesser evils humans have encountered since that produce anxiety. So one of the essential skills humans must develop in this life is how to deal with anxiety that comes from relationships, families, marriages, health, vocation, and the unexpected, to name a few. One suggestion is to develop the ability to respond rather than react. This calls for reflection that leads to responsible action rather than reactive impulses. So take some time today to reflect on what you've learned from anxious times in the past. This is Mark Absher, the MacArthur Park Church of Christ, with a thought about anxiety. Visit our church online at macarthurchurch.org. The MacArthur Park Church of Christ, connecting God and people.
The only gun show left in San Antonio returns to the Shriner Auditorium, 1604 in Blanco. Can't make it this weekend? This Friday, Texas Gun Show, p.m. and 10 to 5 Saturday, and 10 to 4 Sunday. Texas Gun Shows, Shriner Auditorium, this Friday through Sunday.
Hey guys, June is Men's Health Month, and Revive Men's Health encourages you to prioritize your health. Book your free exam and T-check today and save $199. Call 210-615-7777 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hi, folks. It's Rudy J. I want to take a moment to talk to you about advertising on San Antonio Sports Star. We get this question quite a bit, so here's how it goes. You contact Morgan Harrison via email. Her email is morgan.harrison@alphamediausa.com. From there, she will have one of our folks connect with you on how you can advertise right here on San Antonio Sports Star, or since Alpha Media is a full-service advertising company, online, other radio stations, or even television, since that's just about all through the internet. Happy Connect.
This is San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville, and always at ESPNSA.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Game 4 is tonight in Miami. It's set for 7:30, a game you can catch on San Antonio Sports Star starting at 6:30 with the pregame. The Big 12 is extending its reach into Mexico. Kansas and Houston will play each other in men's and women's basketball in Mexico City, and women's soccer and baseball teams. Also, the Big 12 will have exhibition games against teams from that region. And the Rangers return to action at the day off as they take open the series against Tampa, and the Rays pitch set for 5:40.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up, wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Normally the other way in transition to the left-hand slam. I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
My morning just got a whole lot better as Rudy J and Rob Thompson sitting live out here at SA Card House, 281 in Bitters. They're open for business, baby. You want to come play some cards, come on out. They're going to be open all the way through Sunday morning, quite frankly. 24 hours a day, Thursday through Saturday night. And then
Sunday through Wednesday till 4 a.m.
We got a
which
Friday.
Is 24 hours.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a Friday early bird tournament hitting today. So this is what we got going on today. There's $2,000 guarantee, $65 buy-in gets you $30K in chips. $40 rebuy gets you $30K in chips, and a $40 add-in later on gets you up to 25,000 chips for the tournament today. I don't know what time it gets going. Noon. So come out and play some cards today. Win yourself $2K. Easy buy-in, easy to learn. Even if you don't know, it's kind of like when they'll help you.
No, literally,
they'll help you.
No, when I came to play the free roll and I made the dumbest bet ever, the whole table just paused and looked at me, and like it was like, what? And then the dealer looks at me and he's like, you probably, should have done X, Y, Z.
Hey, idiot.
And that's when I was like, okay, I feel at home now because, I suck at poker. I'll admit it. I do, but I'm learning. I'm a work in progress. God ain't done with me, as my mom would say. Yeah, but everybody's cool.
I'm
and
not
everybody
sure God's working toward you being a better poker player. I think he's got other aspirations.
All right,
for
my
you.
bad.
I mean, you could probably find some time.
My bad.
But I'm just pointing out that I think God's got other plans for you than others.
It's like sports. Maybe. I just want to thank God.
Maybe
I don't think he had anything to do with the Lombardi Trophy, bro. I think he's trying to stop the fires in Canada. He's not worried about the Denver Nuggets winning the title.
I'm glad you just brought this up. The fires in Canada are affecting our pocketbook. There have been some games called over the last several days up in the Northeast. Now, we still have Dick Girardi scheduled to be here in about an hour to get us ready for the Belmont. But as we sit right now, there's too much Canadian ash floating around the air.
Canadian what?
Ash. Come on. Well, I guess I could say the other one too, but Canadian ash.
Gotcha.
Floating around up there for horses to safely run. We've got a lot of other ways we kill our racehorses. We don't need smoke.
Jesus, Rob.
So I'm sure
Rob.
We have him planned.
Rob.
He's won us money in the first two
parts
of the Triple Crown. Let's let him win us some more money if they're actually going to go off. He'll be here in an hour. Of course, we have RJ Ochoa. Lots of sound from our Dallas Cowboy coaching staff, including the brand new offensive coordinator. Brian Schottenheimer. But first and foremost, it's Game 7 tonight. Let's not kid ourselves. If Miami loses tonight, it's over. They can't lose again. I'll just put it out there. For them to win this thing, they're going to have to win out. Starts tonight. How do they do it?
You want them to win 3 straight?
I'm just saying, if they lose again, they're going to lose again. They're going to lose. If they lose once, they're going to lose twice. They can't lose again. And as we got into this series, it's been Jimmy time. He's carried him. He was the best basketball player in the world for the first 2 weeks in May. He was extraordinary. And while he's come into this series and played respectably well, he ain't the MVP.
I'm going to tell you what's happened, Rob, and it's something that we haven't talked about enough. Denver plays good defense, too. We talk about heat culture. Denver has good culture, too. And Mike Malone tried to tell us people that don't know anything about basketball, Edwin, about the Joker's defense that we don't see.
Well, I think it's often, when you look at Nikola, so many people just use an eye test to debate whether he's a good defender or not. And that
big,
is
slow,
just,
and white.
Almost unjust, if you will. Because
I can say that, Rudy.
You have to get past the eye test. You have to look at all the things that he does. He has great awareness, great IQ, great anticipation, tremendous hands to break things up. They shot 34% in the restricted area last night. Nikola was a big part of that. Nikola contested 21 shots last night. He had 2 blocks. So he's doing a lot for us to get to this stage in the finals. And then for us to have a great defensive performance last night. His fingerprints were all over that game. So is he going to go above the rim and block a shot or pin something to the backboard? He's not going to do that. And stop expecting to do that. But if you really know what you're looking at, which a lot of people don't, you take a real sense of, okay, this guy is a good defensive player, and he's doing it with an IQ and an awareness that a lot of people just don't have. So I thought Nikola was tremendous last night, as was the rest of our group.
Can you play good defense smart?
Yes.
Without athletic ability. I know you can offensively. Like, you don't have to be the greatest athlete offensively, but defensively, I never hear that.
Larry Bird. I want you to just think of Larry Bird.
Okay.
Larry Bird, for the last half of his career, back was so bad, the dude could barely move. But he was always a good defender because he was so freaking smart. He knew exactly where to be. What? He didn't have a lot of steals. He had a lot of deflections. He didn't have a lot of sacks. Okay. He had a lot of pressures. You know what I mean? He wasn't going to shut you down singularly, but he wasn't going to allow you to do a lot of stuff. He could lead you
where his help was, stuff like that.
But if it was one-on-one on the top of the key, you were getting a dunk. I mean, you were going to get around him. But in a team defense, the 5.
So you don't feel like Malone was blowing smoke? You felt like that was legit?
Smoke. No. Jokic is a terrible defender.
Okay, that's all.
I mean, yeah, he's 7 feet tall. Yeah, and but his job, like he was saying, he has a very specific job defensively, and he does that very well. But he is never going to get votes for a great defensive center. It's just not in him. It's not what he wants to do, and quite frankly, I wouldn't ask him to do it either.
I mean, everybody has a chink in their armor,
yeah.
Right? So I guess that's his one. But according to Mike Malone, we don't know what we're looking at.
But, but given the situation, he's guarding a
21
guy.
Contests is pretty damn good.
Yeah, well, he's guarding a guy that's 4 inches shorter than he is.
Yeah,
so you don't have to be hyper athletic and touch and pin the ball to the rim and block it at the rim to defend a guy like that.
But he just swept Anthony Davis.
Just be big. Well, you know what he did for Davis was both of those guys wanted to be outside of the paint, and he victimized him when he took him out. But once they got in the paint, it was you were back in Jokic's phone booth. And when you're in that phone booth, yeah, there's some things you're not going to be able to do. But, yeah, Malone, you can protest all you want. Your defense is not predicated on Nikola Jokic. I would say that Aaron Gordon is the premier defender on that team. He's the rim protector. He's the guy that picks up the best ball, at least the best penetrator other than the point guard. That's his job. His job is to stay out of foul trouble and get down court after everybody else.
Aaron Gordon reminds me so much of Andre Iguodala for the Golden State Warriors. Just like, if he gives you 15, 20, that's fine, but mostly he's out there to guard LeBron. He's out there to guard Jimmy Butler, get some rebounds, get some easy buckets here and there, but he feels like they're Andre Iguodala. No ego, just there to try and win.
The Denver Nuggets have won 4 consecutive road playoff games. That's the longest streak in franchise history. And should it win tonight, Denver will have a chance to become the 4th team to go unbeaten on the road in conference division and finals in NBA history. The others to do this are the Lakers in 2001, the Rockets in 95, remember that year, and the 91 Bulls. So
if Denver wins in Denver, can we just call it the Up and Smoke? The Up and Smoke title? How much weed are they going to smoke in Denver if they win in Denver, Rob? You're literally like the parade. Like, think about the parade. It's literally going to be the up and smoke parade.
It'd have to be because the hockey team didn't do that. All the hockey fans weren't out there smoking, but this is the culture will be in full effect.
This will be the up and smoke title.
They're all going to end it at one of those green burrito places that's all over Denver, where you all get something good to eat.
But Jimmy got to have 40 tonight, Rob. He got to have 40 tonight. If he don't have 40 tonight, they don't win. They don't win.
Can he get it though? I think he's capable of it.
Jimmy needs the thing with Jimmy is because he's like DeMar DeRozan, he's not a great 3-point shooter. When he does see one of those 2 threes go in that he shoots a game, then that's when he becomes confident. That's when he gets rolling. That's when he's shooting the pull up and things like that. Like Jimmy really wants to penetrate and get easy baskets. But when he sees a 3 go in, he turns that his motor goes up a notch or 2. So tonight, if he can see a 3 ball go in and they can get white hot, which as Joe said last night, they haven't changed their theme. Speaking of themes, we talked about the Cowboys. They haven't changed their theme since 2013. Y'all can't go red hot. Damn, Miami, where's up with your marketing team? But besides that, Jimmy needs to see a 3 ball drop in order for them to for himself to get rolling.
And Aaron Gordon has been the most frequent defender on Jimmy Butler in this series, holding Butler to 6 of 15 from the field.
Really?
For 40% as a defender.
Okay.
They're going to have to work to get him away from Gordon. They're going to have to really pick.
I'm calling for the screen.
Yeah, they're going to have to really. And the problem with that is sometimes when they have to use Bam Adebayo for that high pick, Bam can't get down in the paint. He hadn't been able to. He's hit a couple of those jump shots, but he hasn't been very successful in the paint.
I'd put Mike Malone's theory to the test. I'd be calling for the screen and roll to get one-on-one with Joker, but at the top. Because Mike Malone he just spent 2 minutes telling us that Joker is Bruce Bowen. And I don't believe him.
He's not.
I don't believe him. And then that's what coaches and players do. They tell us we don't know what we're watching. Well, let's see. Like Leonidas said in 300, we'll put that to the test. Let's put it to the test then. I'm calling for the screen because I can't just continue to just go at Aaron Gordon. It's not working.
No.
You can't play Aaron Gordon one-on-one, Jimmy. You got to do something else. It's on him, not on Bam. It's on Jimmy to put them on his back. Put your belt strap on and get going.
Miami has lost 3 consecutive home games in the playoffs after starting off 6-0 undefeated, excluding the 2020 bubble. That's the longest home losing streak in Heat playoff history. We talk about the Heat way and coming with force. I expect Spoelstra tonight to put the game in the refs' hands. I'm going to force the refs to either to call it all or let us play. I'm
Spo's out of answers, Rob.
Yeah.
This series is over.
It's body ball. I got to come and hope that I get 6 on 7 or 6 on 5, that I get a couple of refs that are going to allow me to act as if my season is over if I lose tonight, and allow me a couple of hacks, a couple of arms on the ball, a couple of knees to the thighs, the things that sometimes get called where you kind of argue. If we can get away with that, if I'm Spoelstra telling those guys, go at them, I want to go until we get an offensive foul, and let's set the stake right now, and maybe we can body them through. Because if it gets to height, if it gets to the game where we got dominated in the paint again, there is no way we win tonight. And if we lose tonight, we lose again. It's over. It is game 7. We'll continue to look at that, but looking with the Cowboys as they break camp, we're finally getting a little bit clearer picture from the new offensive coordinator.
No, we're not.
Brian Schottenheimer.
It is not clear at all.
Well, he's talking about his West Coast, Tex Coast offense and how it's kind of 30-70% changed. We're going to talk about that in about 15 minutes. But coming back, Keldon Johnson. Yeah, Keldon came and hung out with the boys from the Blitz. Well, Rudy and Joe last night at Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar's birthday party. Let's hear what Keldon had to say. Great insight from a young dude that is part of the franchise's definite future. Or is he? We'll talk about it next. You're on R&R. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We're live out of here at SA Card House, San Antonio's premier card house. Today is the Friday early bird tournament. It's going to start at noon. $2K guaranteed. Only $65 buy-in for 30 can chips. $40 repot gets you another $30K. And then you can throw in an add-on for $40 and get you another $25K. And, of course, the $124K you got to pay to get to play, baby. SA Card House, the chef just came out here, asked us all how we liked our eggs. And, of course, only Rob went over easy. Everybody else went scrambled. But that's the beauty of Foster's Sit-Down Restaurant. You pick and you choose what you want because they have 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 5-star chefs. Full bar, one of the best old fashions in the world. They give away the Friday early bird. Great food, great drinks, great people, great staff. Bring a jacket. Look, it's a little bit cold, but they got to keep us awake. That's SA Card House, the premier card house in San Antonio. SACardhouse.com at Bitters and 281.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Today at 3.
Coming up at 3 on The Blitz, the Cowboys are all done until training camp. John Machota with The Athletics going to join us. Let us know exactly what they did and how they left camp. Plus, it's Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Can Miami find a way? We'll break it all down. The Blitz begins at 3.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Today at 3 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey everyone, Michael Kielbasa here with Kielbasa Smoked Meats. Since 1949, we've made our sausage with real smoke and honest meat to create our uncompromising slow method to craft that famous mouth-watering kielbasa experience. I hope that when you see our product, you pick it up, take it home and try it. And if it's not the best you've ever tasted, I'll give you your money back, guaranteed. Find Kielbasa Smoked Meats in a store near you today.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and have been representing people injured in auto and commercial truck collisions right here in San Antonio, my hometown, since 1994. Getting into a collision can be a life-altering event. Your health and recovery is the only thing that really matters, and anyone that's ever been injured in a traffic collision will tell you that. How do you get the insurance company to pay? Simple. Call me. As your attorney, my job is to get you through this. The decisions you make immediately after a collision are the most important decisions you can make. If you call me as soon as you can after a collision, I will help you make the right decisions for you and your family. Remember, I do not charge for a consultation. Growing up on the southwest side of San Antonio, when Loop 410 was the edge of town, I know how overwhelming it could be to face a giant insurance company all on your own. Just keep it simple. Call me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website at lawyerforus.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
The year is almost half over and you're still dealing with that knee or hip pain. Enough is enough. Pills are not the answer. Surgery is not the answer. You need to call QC Kinetics today. Hey, it's James Pledger with 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The advanced regenerative medicine solutions at QC Kinetics can give you life without chronic joint pain. You can do all those summer activities you used to enjoy. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in taking healing properties from your own body and then applying them right into your achy joint, so your joint tissue can be repaired and restored naturally. The treatment is truly revolutionary. Patients across America are having life-changing results, and there's no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. If you have pain in your knees, back, shoulders, hips, you need to stop what you're doing and call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. Learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can give you your life back. Call 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
Hey guys, this is Keenan Thompson. I have a problem with you. Yes, you. None of y'all told me that Auto Trader has millions of new and used cars that I can shop from home. I thought we were friends. I put smiles on your face, but I'm not smiling. No one told me that with Auto Trader, a dealer can deliver cars to my home or that I could shop by price on Auto Trader. No one. Consider this friendship that you just learned we had officially over. Finally, it's easy. Auto Trader.
Welcome to What If, the show where I, Jake from State Farm, answer your insurance what ifs. We've got a call from Millie. What's up?
Hi, Jake. What if, hypothetically, a moose gets mad at my car and rams into my windshield? Hypothetically.
Oh, just file a claim on the app. At State Farm, we're there for your what ifs.
Great, but what if the moose eats my phone, hypothetically?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
The NFL is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R here on the Star, sitting comfortably at the SA Card House. We're at 281 in Bitters. We're going to be on air till 10. if you're hungry for breakfast, come have some breakfast with us. Foster's is open. The chef is here. There is a great tournament starting at noon. Easy buy-in. You can walk out here with $2,000. Show up today before noon. $2K guarantee. $65 buy-in. You'll start the game with $30K. You need to rebuy. 40 gets you $30K more chips. Add in $40 for $25K. They want you to come out and learn the game, play the game, have some fun, and spend time in your seat, because when you're spending time in your seat, that's when the multipliers start to kick in.
If you're in the 124K buy-in, you got to play to get the pay. Those multipliers, they add up. 17 hot seats drawn per day as well.
And I can't stress enough, this is not a smoke-filled back room, guys with names of every town that you've lost money in. Like, you're not sitting down playing with Dallas and Austin and you don't know, you know what I mean? This is you're playing with regular folks, and if you don't know how to play and you want to learn, come out and do it this way.
The dealers will help you.
They're helpful. It is a friendly environment, and it's a lot of fun to hang out with a place like this. So come out. It's SA Card House. They're open pretty consistently until Saturday or Sunday morning. But the tournament gets going at noon. They'll be playing all day long. Pack a lunch, stay all day. The food's great. Very comfortable environments. We're having a great time.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm gonna be eating on air. I need my plate, man. Hook me up.
You need the carbo load.
I'm gonna be eating on there.
It's
There's
like
no way.
It's like
because we got to go all the way to 9 o'clock on this segment.
Well,
It'll be cold.
You run a marathon, halfway through, you're grabbing the power gel and a little bit of Gatorade. You got to power up, and we're halfway through here.
You don't have coffee anymore. I feel like you cheating on me. Like, we used to drink coffee together every morning, like, and we talk over coffee. Now you're just an unsweet tea, no carb. I'm fasting.
Dr. Torres got a little mad at me with my caffeine.
Oh,
I showed up my
I thought
blood
caffeine
pressure
was good for you.
Well, no, there's a certain time, but I showed it, and my blood pressure was through the roof after I gotten off the air, and he asked me, "You feel all right?" I was like, "Well, I've had 8 cups of coffee since 4 a.m., so I'm kind of vibrating."
It's like, I can relate. I remember when I went to the doctor, my doctor put the pen down. He looked at me. He was like, "Hey, man,
you feeling?"
He was like,
right?
"I want to send you to the hospital."
It's like 120 over 80 right now. I'm a little concerned about you. And why are you vibrating in your chair? So he told me to cut back, and once I cut back, I kind of went cold turkey. Although I am drinking a Dr. Pepper. Sorry, Doc. Anyway,
Dr. Pepper.
Last night, we celebrated a birthday party over at Slackers, and the honored guest, apart from Rudy J and a dunking booth, was Keldon Johnson. Keldon showed up last night and was a rock star in every way. Great dude. And one of the best things you can say about Keldon Johnson is he's exactly the same guy we met 3 years ago before he was a multi-millionaire. Same dude. Same guy. So with that in mind, this same guy had to go through what was, I can only imagine, the worst 9 months of his professional, maybe personal life.
No, Rob, you got to go high school, AAU, Kentucky. He never dealt with
his
this
whole
ever.
life.
Ever
go through ass kicking after ass kicking, and then some manufactured losses where you probably should have won, could have won, but chose not to. You know, you did your best, but the team, whatever reason. Well, Keldon talked about having this tough, long season and what it was like.
Honestly, you know, we grew so much as a team. We were such a young team last year. We had a lot of young guys, including myself, and I feel like each and every day we got better. We knew it was going to be a lot of ups and downs, but through all of that, we stayed together as a team, as a unit, as a group. We looked to the left, looked to the right each and every day, and we knew we was going in there to play for each other. And that's all that mattered. You know, we got better, and I couldn't be more proud of my guys.
My guys, that speaks to something.
Is that my team?
Certainly sounded like it there. And that didn't sound like that was a manufactured response. He feels that he is the leader and he is part of my guys. There is something about the bunker mentality. That when
here you go. Now you're talking vintage pop.
When you get
vintage pop would go bunker mentality. That was be on the rodeo road trip. I don't know if that exists anymore with this team.
I was actually going to go Spoelstra. When you get the gift of adversity, there is something about going through a war and getting your ass kicked with your boys.
This is the worst part about it is people like us, people like Pledger, people like Jason Minnick. The only guy that wasn't down with it was Joe. Us as fans and media telling them to lose. It's one thing to lose games, but it's a whole nother thing when everybody's begging you to lose. That's a whole different type of stress.
But they beg you to lose, but when you don't play well, they're all over your ass. What do you want me to lose, but when I play poorly and we lose, you're telling me I ain't good enough.
Right.
So it is a difficult kind of path to walk. But he spoke to that, And also the idea of how you take care of each other. You know, how do you get through? How do you work your way all the way in and take care of each other when you know that tomorrow's going to be just about as bad as today? Taking care and watching each other's backs.
It's definitely we all competitors.
Right,
we all want to win. So it's definitely those nights where it's tough, and we really wanted that win or really wanted to gut that one out in the end. But at the end of the day, we all there for each other, and if one person down, we pick them right up. And we know that our better days are ahead.
Yeah.
And we continue with that mindset. We can continue to stay together and continue to have each other's back, regardless if we win. We win 2 in a row, lose 2 in a row. We still have each other's back.
Keldon Johnson on the blitz yesterday afternoon, speaking to the difficult season that he had, and certainly future looks bright.
Does it?
Well,
does it?
Future looks bright.
Right away?
Well, I wonder how much of a role Keldon is going to play in the long-term part of this, because he is
because of trade rumors?
the most tradable Spur is Keldon Johnson.
Yes.
He's the most known Spur.
This is his team.
It's his team as we sit. But you cannot help but look at this team and go, what I see Victor Wembanyama being, what I see Keldon Johnson becoming, and they're kind of the same thing, although one of them's 7'5" and the other one's 6'8".
Legit 7'5", legit 6'8". Look, this is what I want to say. Oh, damn, what's up with that? What I will say about Keldon and his attitude that I got from him yesterday was last year, while it was one of the toughest seasons that he's ever had, they really never broke spirit. They just lost some games,
And that really speaks to his relationship with his coach. I mean,
yes.
When you get your way all the way to that, how many games they win at the 20 games. You have to have an ongoing thread of either personal growth, incremental growth that sustains you, because you're not getting the wins to sustain you. And Keldon talked about Greg Popovich, not so much about the X's and O's, but about what he's meant to him as a man, as a person over the years, noting that Pop ain't too old. He's still around. Right. Talking about what Pop is to his players, I think cannot be said enough, because this has been the thread that's gotten us here over the last 25 years.
Basketball related to everybody. And
great answer.
He has evolved with the game of basketball. He's been winning for 20 plus years. So to say too old, I mean, I don't agree. I feel like he adjusts with the game, and I mean, as you can tell with his winning record. But I mean, he's still a great coach, and I mean, he's still on top of it each and every day. He brings it each and every day with the intensity to the young group.
Keldon Johnson talking about his coach and mentor, Greg Popovich. So much of it is this relationship that has been fostered through the tough times. I just hope that he understands that he is a moving part in a very fluid situation. He is. I think everybody, everybody needs to understand that this is a very fluid
I'm going to go out
situation.
on a limb. The way he's talking about Pop, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, although we've been saying for the longest time that everybody's available, I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's not going to be traded. I think they have him off the block. Because he's been in so many rumors, Rob. Mm-hmm. If it was going to happen, it would have happened.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Or were they waiting for Wemby to arrive and then they make decisions from there?
I think that he is just a movable piece that can play for a lot of different teams, doing a lot of good stuff. And I just, when you know that the future is so vague, but we only have one assurance: we're going to draft Victor Wembanyama a week and a half on July or June the 22nd. He will become a Spur. We don't even have a head coach under contract right now. I mean, it's a joke, and we know he's coming, but that's the situation we find ourselves today. Hey, coming back, we got a lot more NFL to talk about as the Cowboys break camp. We're looking at training camp. RJ Ochoa. We're sitting live out at the SA Card House on 281 in Bitters. Come out and join us. We got to go to break because I got a fantastic breakfast to eat. We'll be right back talking NFL and a little bit of poker. You're on R&R. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Golf Club of Texas. We've gotten that rain. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. It is time for you to go out there and hit that Lee Trevino style golf course. But also, Golf Club of Texas is much more than just a golf course. They're also the king of events. They're always having events. We were just out there at the 10 Cup Bar celebrating the 1-year anniversary. But June 17th is the next big event. It is the Summer Barbecue Bash. The 3 Fs, food, fun, and friends. Moon bounce, water balloons, burgers, hot dogs, nachos, and they're going to play a little bingo at 6. They're going to be out there 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. It's the Summer Barbecue Bash out at Golf Club of Texas. You can look at all of the events at golfclubtexas.com, and the best rates to play some golf are also at golfclubtexas.com. Get out there this weekend. Let them know that San Antonio Sports Star sent you. That's the Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and executive producer of a new Hollywood documentary called The Baby Boomer Dilemma. In this film, economists and Nobel Prize-winning PhDs from Wharton, MIT, and Stanford share a strange concept I call the retirement discount. It gives you more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and your money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you are over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money, call to get a free copy of this brand new movie, 1-800-578-3535. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free, plus 2 hours of bonus behind-the-scenes footage. No credit card required. Call right now. 1-800-578-3535. That's 1-800-578-3535. Again, 1-800-578-3535.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Is your check engine light on? Let our professional parts people scan and diagnose the problem for free. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
As a dentist, I know what my patients are saying. She says her gums have been bleeding. Is there anything you can do? Try new Crest Gum Detoxify and Restore. It's professionally designed to start healing gums from day one.
Crest.
If you're hiring, it can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
Cookie wants to be a professional wrestler.
I'm Cookie Serratos and I'm 11 years old.
She also wants to win all the medals. That's why Cookie and her family make every day count, squeezing out her best with Go-Go Squeeze.
Okay, Cookie, let's break for a Go-Go Squeeze.
Go-Go Squeeze fruit on the go pouches are a nutritious snack made from 100% fruit with no sugar added.
Call Cookie!
Because when you nurture your kids, you squeeze out the best in them. Squeeze out the best with Go-Go Squeeze. Not a low-calorie food. Products range from 11 to 13 grams of sugar and 60 to 70 calories per serving.
Hey, Mark, remember, getting help from Progressive is so easy. You can use the mobile app, chat with us online, or call us.
And you pick now to tell me.
I couldn't miss Little Grace's ballet recital. Oh, thanks for inviting me, by the way.
Did I?
Because you know I'm always here for you.
Yeah. I can use the mobile app if I need help. Sorry, you're in my wife's seat, though.
Oh, yeah, I gotta go anyway. Tell Grace she nailed her chassé.
Get the help you need from Progressive with our mobile app, online chat, or over the phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
O'Reilly.
Stay cool this summer with AC Pro and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get a $15 O'Reilly Auto Parts gift card after rebate plus 2 times O Rewards points with the purchase of select AC Pro ready-to-use refrigerant products that include a hose and gauge. If your vehicle's AC is blowing hot air, beat the heat with AC Pro at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It can be stressful when unexpected expenses come up, but Dave can help.
Dave is the banking app that could help you get up to $500 instantly with extra cash. No interest, late fees, or credit check. Join the millions of people who have downloaded Dave and get up to $500 instantly with extra cash. Download the Dave app right now or go to dave.com. For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees apply. Banking services provided by Evolve. Member FDIC.
When you open your hopper, you don't fill it with just any hardwood pellets, right? You fill it with Kingsford 100% hardwood blend pellets. Made right here in the USA with North American ingredients and a 100% natural hardwood blend, Kingsford pellets can be used on any pellet grill and add delicious smoky flavor to any meal. Kingsford's the name you trust for the low and slow cooking you crave. So look for Kingsford 100% hardwood blend pellets. Kingsford.com.
The Nuggets respond, winning Game 3 in Miami. Now the Heat face a critical Game 4. Will they bounce back? Or will the Nuggets take the commanding 3-1 lead back to Denver?
It's the Nuggets and Heat. Game 4 Friday night at 6:30. The NBA Finals are on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Forgive me, my mother told me not to talk with my mouth full. It's R&R in the morning here on San Antonio Sports Star. He's Rudy. He can't talk. His mouth's full. He's eating a fine breakfast. I'm Rob Thompson. I'm eating my breakfast sitting at the SA Card House. You have in your mind what a card house looks like. Trust me, it ain't that. Come over here and check this place out. We're sitting in the restaurant Foster's, and we happen to be with the guy it's named after, right?
Yes.
What's it like to have your own restaurant?
It's something you normally don't want to see, but when you do have it.
Do you get to pick the menu? Because I'm standing next to your chef. I want to hear what your answer is next to your chef.
The chef and I argue quite a bit over the menu. He wins most of the time, but I get my input.
You know, the card business in San Antonio is growing. We're new to card houses, a couple of years in. As the business has grown, what are you seeing in San Antonio that has made your business so successful? What are you doing that's different or new, or what do we need to know?
We just take care of our members. We're all about customer service. We want you to come out and have fun. This isn't an underground smoky room.
Not at all.
I hear that a lot. People don't know you can come and play poker and enjoy it. We have anything from free rolls to $45 buy-ins to your bigger buy-in events. The people just want something to do. This is more of a socialized setting than, the home game, underground. We want people to be able to come out, enjoy their time, and know when they leave, they're safe, they're secure, and they've enjoyed what they're doing right now.
And eat good, too.
Yeah, definitely. If you always, the few times I've done the free roll, I always get here a little bit early. Had quite a few things on the menu, actually. Chef Wiz.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for breakfast.
First of all, very British breakfast. Appreciate all the sausage. You judge chefs by their eggs.
Is that true?
You judge chefs by their eggs, right?
The eggs were fantastic. They like fluffy and like, I don't know. What's in it?
Our eggs are just eggs on it. With everything we do with our cooking, we just, do it the way it's supposed to be done.
With love.
With a lot of love with it, and just really let the ingredients speak.
I'm not a sweets guy, Chef Wiz. I'm not. And then I came over here, I met Foster, we were chopping it up, and he's like, you got to try this bread pudding. I'm like, Foster, I'm not a sweets guy.
Was not a sweet guy.
So I finally tried it. It was life-changing. My wife agreed. I gave most of it to her, and she called me. She was like, babe, this is the best bread pudding I've ever had. Now that's from scratch, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So everything we do here is from scratch.
Oh, everything.
Aside from my
chicken,
ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, we do everything in-house. That bread pudding, I would argue we do have the best in the city.
You see, so you agree.
Oh, absolutely. I've been working on that recipe a little over 10 years. I've been doing that, shaping it, getting it to where it's at now. And I think we're the best in the city on it.
Come play cards, but make sure you're eating. The kitchen is open every night till 1 a.m.
Yes.
Is that the full?
Yes. So we go full menu till 11 p.m. And then we have a reduced menu that services till 1 a.m. That reduced menu offers a lot of variety on it. We have everything from, chips and guac that's made fresh in the moment to nachos to burgers to salads. We offer a lot through that 1 a.m. to make sure we're really able to take care of people.
Every day.
Specials every day. So we have built-in menu specials. And then we also chef be really inspired. So they constantly come up with new creations for the weekend, things throughout the week that we love to try and just get out to people.
Now, Vasa, when I first was coming over here for the free roll, I'll never forget. I don't know. I made the most bonehead fold ever. And the whole table stopped and looked, and it was automatic. That you look at you like, oh, this guy's free food. I'm going to build up my chips on it. But the thing about it was, while I was uncomfortable in that moment, right away, your dealer was like, hey, this is what you should have did. And then after the hand was over, a couple of the players were like, hey, this is what you should have did. This way, that's what I always talk about on my lives, is how even experienced pros, guys that this is their job, all the way down to the Rudy J's. And that's what I loved about it. And that made me want to come back, because I didn't feel like I was out of place. You know how you can walk into a room and feel like you're out of place. So that's what I love about SA Card House. The dealers, the players, everybody made me feel welcome, and that's what made me come back.
Well, they always appreciate fish at the table.
Yeah, that's what it's free food.
Free food.
Don't
free
know
money.
who the mark is. It's you.
Free food.
Most definitely, yeah. And on top of that, when you say that, a lot of people look at poker, watch the World Series of poker, watch movies about poker. It's super serious, big money. Everybody's stepping back. We're here to offer that different alternative to poker for you. You, like you said, you're playing a free roll. You made a bad move, but the people still are nice.
Right.
We have a very friendly environment. We're kind of zeroed out. We don't let people misbehave, is what I'm getting at. So we've cultured our clients, our membership.
I can't jump on the table and dance.
I don't. Well, if you keep eating on what I've seen you eating, that table's not going to hold you. I'm just going to be honest with you.
The pancakes are good, but I won't miss. Now, I'm going to give Rob credit on this one. I was doing the lives for a couple of days, and after the live, Rob was like, dude, do I need $10,000 to walk in there and play? And I was like, no, actually. So that's the other thing for the guys that don't play, for the women that don't play.
Right.
You think you got to come in here and have $100, $200, $300. But if you come in here on a free roll, how can I get in here on a free roll? I'm not a member. First time walking through the door. What would I need to do?
So your first time you're coming in, you see us, you're going to come in and fill out your membership. We'll fill your membership up. It's a $20 lifetime fee to become a member. Lifetime. So you can't beat that.
Okay.
You'll fill that out. We'll walk you through all our different options that we have for you here, whether it's where the drink stations are, that we offer free drinks to you, coffee, water, soda pop. We'll show you all the amenities of the business, first of all. Then we'll take you to your table. If you've never played, we are going to start doing some classes here free.
Awesome.
So come on in and we'll work with that. We're going to do some really lower stakes poker. So you can come in and sign up for that, or you can send us a message online on our Facebook, on our Instagram. Let us know if you're interested in doing anything like that. We'll set up a class. That won't be of any charge to you at all. Just come in, pay for your membership. We'll let you come in and enjoy it. And then, like I said, you sign up for a tournament. You're going to pay. It's free. You come in, you can play for free. You can rebuy. That does cost you a little bit of money, but in the end, I mean, the payouts are really nice. We have a $5,000 free roll coming up this Monday. That's a great tournament. I mean,
I had fun there. It was a good time.
Well, today you got an early bird tournament. If you get here around noon, got a 2K guaranteed tournament starting today. An early bird one, $65 buy-in, 30K chips to start. You want to rebuy 40 for 30K, 40 for an add-on at 25 chips, 25K in chips. That's today at noon. Come out and start your day and spend your weekend the right way here at SA Card House. And don't forget to come hungry, man. I like to say,
or thirsty.
This is not pub grub. This is posh nosh. This is good food. This is what you're coming to eat. So
I like that,
come to play poker, but eat a fine meal at the same time. And if you haven't experienced a card house, if you don't know what to expect, it is far more than you're expecting.
And don't forget, guys, to come in here and have some of this great food. You don't have to come play poker.
That's the other thing.
You don't have to have a membership. You can come play, come eat and have a drink with us. We're open to that. We are a restaurant bar on this side. Therefore, you don't have to be a member of the club
so you
to
can
come
do a
in.
date night at SA Card House without
most definitely. And don't forget,
look, chef's like, hell yeah, I want to do that. I got to hook it up nice and neat for you.
Well, I mean, we offer prime ribeye, prime sirloin. We have red snapper with a really nice beurre blanc sauce that we make fresh for each dish. The signature of the dish, the Carina shrimp. It's an absolutely unique dish only to us. I created originally for my wife, named after her. It's something real special. So if you come in for a date night, definitely give it a try.
That's the Foster's right here inside SA Card House, 281 in Bitters. Make a point of coming by this week and have a fine meal, play some cards, and you never know, you might walk out with some money in your pocket.
I never have.
Somebody is.
Someone always has to be the fish.
And you might as well take Rudy's money. So find out when Rudy's
What kind
arriving.
of fish am I? Am I a catfish? Am I a flounder? Am I a red snapper? What kind of fish am I?
You're in the perch category right now. You're getting better. You're getting better. You were a minnow, my man, but you are coming up.
Rudy J is our 5-pound bass. That's what you are right there. Got him.
I'll be a perch. I graduated from minnow.
Well,
man, appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all having us
Thanks for having us out today.
Thanks for coming.
The highest recommendation. Come out, enjoy. Just come and have lunch and find out what this place looks like. You're going to sign up and play some cards by the time you're done anyway because the food's that great.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we're going to be here
appreciate you, Chef.
till 10. Come by and see us. We
Best
do
eggs I've
appreciate
ever
you,
had.
Chef. You ask him, hey, Chef, have you seen this movie Burnt? He goes,
'Cause
first of all, you don't
he's a real
mention
chef.
burnt in front of me. You say burnt in front of a chef. They go, huh? Huh?
Yeah.
I will blacken something. I don't burn anything.
Blackened catfish? You like blackened catfish?
I do.
You like red snapper?
I do like red snapper. I do.
For real?
Yeah, I had a lovely fish taco red snapper meal last night at Rosario's. They bring a good breakfast. This is a British breakfast. You got
what makes it British, Rob?
The sausage. You got your thick sausage. You got your pork sausage, and you get a little bit of bacon. That's a total British breakfast. That comes right there. And I'm not kidding. You judge your chef's eggs, but I judge breakfast by the potatoes. The potatoes. Now you didn't have any because you're Flacco.
No, I
snuck
ate my
in.
potatoes.
There, you go to an RM. You know what an RMR is?
What?
An RMR is a random Mexican food restaurant. RMR, and you judge an RMR by two things. If they've got chickens in the parking lot, it's going to be good. And if you see the eggs that they're serving, the potatoes that they serve on the plate, and they're soft and crispy, you got yourself a chef. They've gone past cook. They've become chef.
Okay.
These were soft and crispy breakfast potatoes, salted perfectly. That's chef quality.
Absolutely.
Posh nosh.
Well said.
Grub.
Well said.
So go to your RMRs. That's how you do. Do you have a way of judging a restaurant?
Cars.
Yeah. Well, like my mother
if
used
it's
to say,
packed. If it's packed, I'm good. If
Truck
there's no one
stop.
there, I'm gonna keep going.
you're driving down the highway and a truck stop's full of trucks, you go eat there. I learned that's not true.
Truck stop.
Back
That
in the
just
day,
means they have showers.
Yeah, back in the day when there weren't that many places to stop, there might be 2 or 3 restaurants. There wasn't all the Buc-ee's and all that. You would go, well, I don't know. So we eat there? Well, there's a lot of trucks. The truckers like it. That never was true. Just because truckers like it didn't make the food good.
I agree.
We got a lot in the next hour. We're going to talk a little bit more about the finals tonight. And it is indeed a Game 7.
For Miami.
There is no getting by the fact that I don't believe if they lose tonight, Miami ain't coming home.
You're going to need 6 guys in double figures. Jimmy needs to be around 30, 40 points. Strus and Duncan Robinson. Strus was shooting air balls the other night. Both of those guys have to get going. But to be totally honest, and I hate to be this guy, it's over. Like there's only so far diving for loose balls and hustling and trying your hardest can take you when the other team is just as good as you, but they play hard and they play smart and they play well and they're moving without the basketball and they have the 2 best players in the series. Miami's just finally met their match. Boston, while they were good, but when I told Joe this last night, Rob, when I really started looking at Boston, I was like, they're really meh.
They're terribly flawed.
They
were
meh.
very flawed.
I was like, wait, I was really thinking that Marcus Smart and Robin Williams and Grant Williams and Brogdon because he won the 6 man. I was really looking at them like some juggernaut. But when I started watching them, I was like, man, they're amazingly average with 2 guys that shoot a whole bunch of step back threes. And Miami, they played right into Miami's hands. Miami's like, oh, y'all gonna sit out there and shoot step back threes from 35 feet? Cool. Denver, on the other hand, like, oh, mismatch right there. We'll keep going to it until they fix it. Oh, Christian Brown come off the bench, backdoor cuts. So Denver is a totally different monster. This is something Miami has seen, even with Milwaukee, because, Coach Bud system found out it's awful. Found his awful system.
Yes.
His game plan is set. He has no adjustments. He's playing up against a coach, and Mike Malone might be the better coach in this series.
I think he's got better players. I don't think.
You don't think he's a better coach?
No, I think
he's an adjuster too.
No, they're both very good coaches. But I think Spoelstra over time has proven to me to be a much better coach. And Malone hadn't won anything yet. You know what I mean? He hadn't put a ring on yet.
If you flip flopped them, if you put Spo in Denver, there's still a title.
Isn't that how you define a great coach? That he'll beat you with his guys, then take your guys and beat you again? That's the definition of a great coach. He can beat you with whoever's in front of him. Malone
we just haven't talked enough about Denver culture.
Bit before we head out to break. Malone has consistently harped in this playoff series, not about the X's and O's, but about his team's ability to either start the game with force, as Spoelstra has talked about, or just close the game. Just put your foot on the neck and close it. That is a direct reflection on your coach. I will put that right there. X's and O's reflect, but you can draw a perfect play and your player don't run it. You can still draw a great play. But if your team isn't ready, that's part of the witchcraft, the art to the science of coaching. And Malone has to prove it to me. You're going to have to prove to me, Coach Malone and Denver Nuggets, that you can put a team to bed, that you can put a championship caliber team that got here through sheer grit, through sheer attitude. You're going to put that to bed. And what did Barkley say?
You can't. You got to kill them because they ain't gonna die.
You're gonna have to prove you can kill them. And so far, he's done other teams. He hasn't done it in Miami. We're gonna talk about that. RJ Ochoa is coming, and you're gonna hear from Big Body Keldon. Is he still Big Body? We'll talk about it. This is R&R. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Miami Heat's improbable postseason run continues.
The Denver Nuggets have finally done it.
This is it. The NBA Finals. The Nuggets and Heat. Fighting for the championship, the ring, and NBA immortality.
The Heat stopped the Celtics in Boston.
The Denver Nuggets are going to the NBA Finals.
After a long season, a thrilling postseason, it all comes down to the finals. It's the Nuggets.
And the Nuggets win it 113-111.
The Heat.
They become just the second 8th seed ever to make the NBA Finals.
Tonight at 6:30, and only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey everyone, Michael Kielbasa here with Kielbasa Smoked Meats. Since 1949, we've made our sausage with real smoke and honest meat to create our uncompromising slow method to craft that famous mouth-watering Kielbasa experience. I hope that when you see our product, you pick it up, take it home and try it. And if it's not the best you've ever tasted, I'll give you your money back, guaranteed. Find Kielbasa Smoked Meats in a store near you today.
The only gun show left in San Antonio returns to the Shriner Auditorium, 1604 in Blanco. Can't make it this weekend? This Friday, Texas Gun Shows is open 4 to 7 p.m. and 10 to 5 Saturday and 10 to 4 Sunday. Texas Gun Shows, Shriner Auditorium, this Friday through Sunday.
Smoker's Paradise, your premium smoke shop. Fully stocked to shop everything you need for your smoking needs under one roof. Vaporizers, disposable e-cigarettes, hookah accessories, water pipes, cigars, and more. With 14 area locations, including the newest at Southwest Military in Roosevelt. Visit smokersparadise.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine can addictive chemical.
Tonight, I've got a bonfire at the lake with friends. First, I need a spritz of my off-clean feel. My summer style is all about fun and not about... I don't need mosquito bite red clashing with this crochet top. It's purple, it's bright. I could definitely pair it with my amethyst eyeshadow palette. The best part is, ugly mosquitoes won't be messing with my fiery vibes. With Off Clean Feel, I've got 8 hours of not sticky, fragrance-free protection. Get your pre-party protection on with Off Clean Feel. SC Johnson, a family company.
Imagine you're looking at a balancing scale with everything you do for other people on one side and everything you do for yourself on the other side. If it isn't balanced, maybe it's time to spend a little more time on you. And therapy is a great place to start. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist online who can help you find that balance and stick to it. Visit betterhelp.com/score to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/score.
Hey, Joe Calvi here for Mother's Window Tint. You know, I started the company back in 1984. And just recently I went on vacation out to Arizona and I got to rent a car. And let me tell you something. It absolutely was brutal out there in the sun with a car with no window tint. You're going to have window tint on your car if you come to Mother's Window Tint because we've got the best films money can buy. We have films that will stop more heat than any other, and we can prove it. Over 60 films in stock on most days. You're going to be able to do more than just pick light, medium, and dark, but we've got it all. You're going to have a beautiful window tint when we're done with your car, and we sell the greatest alarm systems to help you protect yourself and your family. Car stereos, make your car go thump, 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 mother thump. Mother's Window Tint in Austin and San Antonio. Check out our addresses on the web at motherswindowtint.com, and remember, do it at Mothers and save.
Hi, folks. It's Rudy J. I want to take a moment to talk to you about advertising on San Antonio Sports Star. We get this question quite a bit, so here's how it goes. You contact Morgan Harrison via email. Her email is morgan.harrison@alphamediausa.com. From there, she will have one of our folks connect with you on how you can advertise right here on San Antonio Sports Star, or since Alpha Media is a full-service advertising company, online, other radio stations, or even television, since that's just about all through the internet. Happy connecting.
It's time to play Stump the Experts, where today we'll try to stump Derek and Carlos, personal injury lawyers at Hilly and Solis, otherwise known as the Rexperts.
Hi, Harry. Fire away.
Carlos, how long after an accident do you have to file a personal injury lawsuit?
Well, Harry, there's a 2-year statute of limitations on filing.
Correcto, Rexpert man. Now, Derek, if a company goes bankrupt, can you still win and collect a big settlement?
You definitely can if the company had insurance.
Hey guys, one more question. How do you like my new baby blue suit with matching shoes and belt?
Honestly, that should be illegal.
Hurt in a wreck? You need to call the Rexperts at Hilly and Solis Law. Millions in settlements and no BS. The Rexperts are former prosecutors who are comfortable in the courtroom, and the Rexperts don't get paid unless your settlement is secured. See if your crash could turn into cash with the Rexperts, your accident injury lawsuit experts.
Experts are the way to go. Call 446-5000.
Call 1-877-RECT.
This is R&R in the morning.
I just want to go back to bed.
KTFM Floresville and always at ESPNSA.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Game 4 of the NBA Finals is tonight at 7:30, a game you can catch on San Antonio Sports Star starting at 6:30 with the pregame. Brett Yormark continues to put his imprint on the Big 12 as they're headed to Mexico. Kansas and Houston will play each other in the men's and women's basketball in Mexico City. And then you got women's soccer, baseball teams. Big 12 will participate in exhibitions against clubs from that region. And the Rangers return to action against the Rays. Pitch is set for 5:40.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up. So wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition. To the left hand slam. I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
It's R&R in the morning. It's Friday edition, and I'm grinning and eating as Rudy and I are sitting at the SA Card House in the Foster's restaurant, finishing up a world-class breakfast. The kitchen's open. It's going to be open till 1 a.m. tonight. Full menu for most of the day. Even the night menu is chock full of goodness. And I haven't begun to talk about the cards. You come to SA Card House today. They got an early bird tournament starting at noon. And of course, all the regular stuff is going on as they always do. Get here before noon. Get yourself on the early bird tournament. You got a $65 buy-in. Get $30K in chips. That'll keep you playing all day long. If you need to rebuy, you can buy in for another $40 for $30K. And if you add on, there's $25,000 more. It's an easy way to spend your Friday playing cards in a great environment. And most mornings, Rudy, we're sitting in the glass box of fun, and I don't get to see the sun. And I always bring up, don't mind them brake lights. We'll get you where you're going. Well, shoot. I mean, this is a nice, sunny, bright area. Start your Friday right. Have a good weekend.
You know what, Rob, was funny? I'm going to tell you what's funny. The first time Tim Spencer comes hang out with us is when free breakfast is a book.
I was going to give him credit for getting us breakfast. Maybe I was going to say he got here and he took care of his talent and like feed my boys. So I'm going to assume that's
we've never seen. We see Tim around sometime point, but he showed up today. And then next thing you know,
I'm not saying he came here for the free breakfast. No. I'm gonna believe that he got here and he got us.
That's what happened. God took care of him for coming to hang out with us early in the morning. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna make sure I take care of Shelton, who always says we don't feed him. The Blitz don't feed you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rob, high five, bro. Oh, wait.
Did you? By the way,
we feed our people.
So we were at the Slacker Sports and Arcade party last night. And over the last couple of weeks, of course, Slackers and this San Antonio Sports Star, we've been partners from the get-go.
Yeah, for a long time.
As we have grown, we've grown together. We love the people over there, love the owners, all the staff. We know each other. So we were promoting the fact that we were coming out there, and the sales executive that handles the account, Jasmine Armstrong, was posting all of these pictures. I want you to go look at some early pictures of us out at Slackers, and Jason Minix.
Look 12.
He looks like he's like
he looked 12.
Man,
and he was like 110 pounds.
What have we done?
You know, I'm gonna tell you what happened. Y'all did a John Travolta, Nicolas Cage.
Oh my God, he's Benjamin Button.
Everything you lost, you tossed it to Jason.
No, he got my gray hair. He grew out of the top of his head. Now there's skin on the top.
Jason was getting carded back then. Had to be, right?
I was like, is this Minix's nephew? Who is this guy?
I was like, wow, he looked good, man. I mean, he does still now. Damn, this sounds awful.
No, you know what? I'm going to dog him because right now he's on a beach on a Caribbean island right now.
Drinking Miller Lite.
So, you know.
He's drinking Miller Lite on the beach with blue waters. That is disgusting.
So, yeah, take it,
Have
old
a
man.
coconut rum, brother.
Own it, old man.
Yeah, dude. You and Rob, I love you. Some of those Slackers pictures, my man.
Little.
You were fluffy like the eggs we just had.
Dude, thank you,
And
Dr.
you've kept
Torres.
it off, man.
Thank you,
Congratulations,
Dr. Torres.
brother.
I hate seeing those pictures, too. You're like, why didn't anybody tell me?
It was Rob, it was your cheeks, bro. Where did you get those cheeks? Who in your family has cheeks like that?
No, that was just extra. That was like
No, I was showing on. I was like, hey,
man,
you got your cheeks were fluffy. I have cheeks. I could be 110 pounds. I'm gonna have cheeks. I just got cheeks. I can't help it.
3 bills, baby. You have to you hide the fat all over the place.
Well, shout out to IFFH, man.
I'll tell you, but looking at those pictures, I'm not sure who looked. Minix looked spectacular like 8 years ago. I mean, looked like a young, spry man.
You say that makes it sound like he looks awful now. He doesn't.
He doesn't look good. No.
Wow. You know what? Let's move on. What are we doing right
Again,
now?
he's on a beach and I'm at work.
Let's move on.
I withhold the ability
That's so
to.
wrong.
At least, no, we're not going to bring up Zion yet.
No, don't do that. That's an unfortunate story.
The funniest.
It's unfortunate.
Just like every young man, you need to go read about what's happened to Zion. You need to go read about what happened to Tiger Woods, and you need to go watch the movie Fatal Attraction. And if you watch all 3 of those things, your life would be a whole lot better if you don't do those.
We're men. We'll still
specific
do something
things.
stupid.
Well, you pay the price, and if you deal with it. Okay, we got RJ Ochoa, who's just around the corner. He's going to get here at 7:30, and we're going to talk
9:30. Don't rewind us.
Sorry, I was on the east.
Don't rewind us,
He's
bro.
going to be here in about 30 minutes.
I'm already in the food coma. Don't rewind us.
Brian Schottenheimer has been a guy that really has been kind of hidden in the Cowboy news because when the Cowboys changed everything, McCarthy took over play calling. He was already the head coach. We've talked about Kellen Moore leaving, but Schottenheimer's been the name associated with the job. But we finished 2 different camps. We finished rookie camp, and we had to get to the last day of mandatory minicamp before we actually finally heard from the new offensive coordinator. Can you think of another NFL franchise that would have had an entire month with a new offensive coordinator in the building and he hadn't even been interviewed? We just heard rumors about this offense.
But dude, you know what I can't think of? When I saw the Schottenheimer audio come through from James Pledger, I don't remember us having audio from Kellen either, though.
No, not
how much? Because now you covered him a lot longer than me. I just got over here at 21. How often did y'all hear from Kellen Moore?
Not during the regular season. I don't want to. I want. It's the head coach finally, but in the season where the old OC got fired, the new OC comes in, and we're told no, not much is going to change. And then I hear from wide receiver going, "Dude, it's a new language." I mean, this is
CD.
CD telling us, "Yeah, it's new offense. We got brand new stuff. This is not just a slight change." And then we hear more about this West Coast, Tex Coast offense, and we still hadn't heard from him.
Right.
So finally, yesterday, Brian Schottenheimer stood in front of the press and spoke. And what I took away from him, and what I believe you're going to hear from Schott, is he's a very thoughtful coach. In fact, as he talked about bringing the old offense, which had been successful, and adding in some West Coast ideals, what this is becoming, listen to what he says about the offense that he's implementing for the Cowboys.
Well, I mean, I think we talked about this a little bit before. You know, the number one thing, as I said it, I do believe it wasn't broke. I mean, what they've done here over the last, 5, 6, 7 years has been really good since Dak came in the league. We wanted to keep a lot of that in place. It's what our players know. We're a veteran strong offense that's added some really cool pieces. We were very selective about the changes that we made. We tried to protect some of the language, the things that Dak has used for a long time. But we certainly added some wrinkles. And so, not to put a number on it, but we're somewhere in that, keep 70%-ish. We've certainly added some flavor, but I think the things that we've put in there that were new, not only Dak, but Zach and Tyron and those guys, TP, they all like some of the adjustments and things that we've made. So it really has been a very collaborative thing where a lot of good give and take of the stuff that's been in place, stuff that Mike's done, stuff that I've done in Seattle. And again, it's nice to kind of get through this off season, and then we'll go to training camp, tweak some things, and then start getting ready for games.
We'll hear from RJ Ochoa on Brian Schottenheimer. It's weird to hear Mike and Brian Schotty feel like, hey, it's not changing much. And then you hear CD Lamb go, it's been a lot. You know what I mean? So I don't know who to believe. I guess it just only time will tell.
It's changed a lot.
Not according to Shotty. Shotty's 30% is not a lot. Or is that a lot? You know what? In a playbook for 1,500 pages, I guess 30% is a lot.
I think that it's a lot in a lot of ways. It's a lot. And now I also understand he's saying it wasn't broken and the concepts remain the same. But how we're going to go about them seems to have radically changed, whether it is stretching the field a little bit further than we ever have, and maybe that because of injuries or whatever, but new routes there. I think they're going to stretch the field sideways and the West Coast idea, and I don't think they've been doing that. So maybe they've just, they've gone extra on everything. But there has been too many people telling me it's different and only 2 people telling me it's the same. You know what I mean?
The 2 guys making all the changes don't feel like as much.
So, McCarthy says, 20, it's barely going to change. And Shotty goes, yeah, it's barely changed. But everybody that's in it goes, oh, my gosh, the lingo's different. This is different. That is different. So I guess it's also in the eye of the beholder. But this is not just everything was great. We're going to tweak it. This is a lot more than that, and it's become very evident by what they're saying.
How do you feel about tight end by committee?
Therein lies another question about what was and what will be, because the Cowboys have functioned with good to great tight ends for 20 years.
Dalton Schultz is a top 5 tight end that's out the door. So now, Ryan Nagel don't want to hear that, but he is.
He was. There's no question that he was one of the top 10 tight ends in football as far as receiving goes. Now he's out the door. There's 3 guys in the building, one of which we thought was the future. He ain't. This is what he believes as far as the new tight end and what the tight end by committee might look like with the Cowboys.
Yeah, it still remains to be seen, but absolutely. I think you look at that room, and that was one of the things I was excited about. Again, watching from afar last year, looking at Jake come in and Fergie having the success that he did, and then Henny, Sean McKeon doesn't get enough credit. He's a really good football player. So we want to roll tight ends through. We want to get guys involved in the game. We want to be multiple. Some of the things we're doing from a personnel standpoint, kind of attack the defense that way. But it's an exciting group, and they're very coachable. L-Dub does a great job with those guys. I talked a little bit about competing in the classroom. Those guys are on top of their stuff, which what you're seeing is they play fast. Like they're making quick decisions. They're decisive. So we're excited about that group, and we expect really good things. The youth aside, we're expecting really big things from that unit.
That is Brian Schottenheimer, Cowboys offensive coordinator, talking about Fergie, Henny, Scooney, L-Dub, and Sean. Is there 5 tight ends?
There's a lot of nicknames this year. We got Shotty. Who'd he say?
Shotty talking about
Fergie.
Penny, for Hendershot for Henny.
Oh.
And then Schoonmaker, I guess they call him Scooney.
Yeah, they should call him Rookie. How does he get a nickname?
I gave it to him.
Okay, I was about to say.
And then some dude named Sean I never heard of. So
I don't know who L-Dub is.
How much of this offense do you see going through a tight end? Because we know how much Dak has used his tight ends from his first snap as a starter.
Yeah, Witten, not overused, but no, he's going to use him because that's his security blanket. When things go wrong, you go back to old habits.
Maybe use isn't the word. Are they going to give him something to use? Is the tight end going to be part of this offense like it has?
If you are a smart coaching staff, you build your team around what helps your quarterback be at his best. Dak has been at his best when this tight end has been his safety blanket, when it's a release valve. So, and again, when things go crazy, you go to your old habits. So when the pressure's on, he's going to be looking for his tight end. So if they're smart, like the Philadelphia Eagles coaching staff, like the Kansas City Chiefs coaching staff, you build your team around what your quarterback does well, not the opposite. So if they're smart, they'll make sure they have some packages in there so he can get to his tight end. Because, I mean, Schultz should just be running wide open. Now he's going to be running wide open for Davis Mills. I'm kidding.
Well, who's the downhill threat at tight end? I mean, Schultz wasn't. None of them are downhill threats. But Schultz was a
I need to
deeper
see
tight end
more.
receiver.
I need to see more, Rob, because Schultz got all the reps.
So
Fergie's good.
Felt like he was the guy with
Yeah.
a little bit more agility and speed than the other ones. Hendershot, just a big guy, but he had some nice catches in the seams. But you think about what Dalton did was kind of stretch those seams far more than Witten did. And I feel like Schoonmaker is more of a Witten type. Go 5 yards, stand tall, we'll throw you the ball, you'll fall over, and we'll get a first down.
Yeah.
That's where we look at it. Hey, let's talk about that and many other stuff with RJ Ochoa, who's about 15 minutes away. But coming back, big body himself, Keldon Johnson, showed up to Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar last night. Had a nice conversation with Rudy and Joe. We're going to wide-ranging. Well, you're going to hear him talk about Pop, his team last year, thoughts on the future, and what he was doing the night that the envelope was pulled and the future was met. Lots of Keldon Johnson next. Hang around. This is a really great conversation with one of our favorites. This is R&R in the Morning, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, guys, did you know June is Men's Health Month? Prioritize your health and address those issues you've been ignoring. Revive Men's Health San Antonio has guaranteed low T and ED solutions. Book your free exam and T-check today and save $199. And find out how you can get a free 1-month supply of custom ED medication. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today.
Before you fire up that grill, make sure you get into Tri-County Meat Market. Hi, Jason Minix here. Tri-County Meat Market has everything you need. If you're thinking steaks, you want some chicken, some poppers, beef ribs, pork ribs, brisket, picanha, tri-tip. They've got it all at Tri-County Meat Market. Take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25, and Tri-County always offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. Tri-County Meat Market, 2 locations, on Ralph Fair Road and on Heavener, or online at tricountymeat.com.
When you're drinking a frozen beverage from McDonald's, your brain may not like how refreshingly cold it is, but the rest of your body, oh yes, it's gonna relish every moment of it, because there are drinks. Then there are drinks from McDonald's.
There's no better way to cool down than with this cool deal. Get a medium frozen Coke, frozen Dr. Pepper, or frozen Fanta for just $1.79. Prices at participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Right now at Diamonds Direct, whether you buy a $3,000 diamond pendant or a $30,000 designer ring, you can spread your payments up to 5 years. Or if you prefer, you can get on-the-spot savings as much as $5,000. And everything's included. Exquisite diamond rings, earrings, bands, bracelets. It's our best offer of all time. You can pick a low monthly payment for up to 5 years or get instant savings up to $5,000. Don't miss this amazing offer. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion. Get details and more at diamondsdirect.com on approved credit.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and executive producer of a new Hollywood documentary called The Baby Boomer Dilemma. In this film, economists and Nobel Prize-winning PhDs from Wharton, MIT, and Stanford share a strange concept I call the retirement discount. It gives you more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and your money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even people who are on track have shifted money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you are over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money, call to get a free copy of this brand new movie, 1-800-578-3535. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free, plus 2 hours of bonus behind-the-scenes footage. No credit card required. Call right now. 1-800-578-3535. That's 1-800-578-3535. Again, 1-800-578-3535.
For over 17 years, the award-winning legal team at George Salinas Injury Lawyers has been representing personal injury victims all across Texas. Have you been injured in an accident? George Salinas is ready to represent you with free consultations, 24/7 availability, and no attorney fees unless we win. George Salinas Injury Lawyers will help you get the results you need so you can focus on recovery. If you've been injured, one call could change your entire case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers, 210-225-0909, or visit georgesalinas.com.
George gets
justice. Need water. Help!
So hot. What do we do?
80% more efficient with superior twin tank design. More powerful with non-electric kinetic energy. Able to soften water and save appliances. Look, in the garage.
It's a man.
It's a dude.
It's
Chris, just Chris. I'm Chris Knippa with Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. The San Antonio villains called heat, drought, and scum are causing colossal damage all over San Antonio.
It's Dr. Scum to you, and I'm here to destroy your coffee pots.
Take that, scum.
I'll be back.
No, you won't.
We're saved.
A Connecticut quality water softener may not wear a fancy cape, but it will save the day by saving you money, protecting your appliances, and rescuing your home from the awful cruelty of hard water. Call me at 656-PURE for a free water evaluation and quote. Till next time.
ConnecticutSA.com.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Reinagle here. Coming up at 3 on the Blitz. The Cowboys are all done until training camp. How did they do? Well, John Machota with The Athletic is going to join us. He'll let us know. Plus, it's Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Hey, Rudy, did you get dry behind the ears?
Almost, Joe. Almost.
He's been wet behind the ears the last 20 years. That's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. This is R&R in the morning.
Are my friends.
You're on San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, we're live out at the SA Card House over on 281 and Bitters. Come out. The Early Birds Tournaments gets going in a couple of hours. Great buy-in specials all week. Fantastic kitchen. If you just need something to eat, stop by and get something. Hey, it is the end of the Triple Crown run, we think. The Belmont Stakes is scheduled to go off on Saturday, though practice was called yesterday due to weather. Let's talk with Dick Girardi, our resident expert on the races. Hey, Dick, you got a mask on? Are you able to breathe up there at the Belmont?
Much better today, guys, than the previous 2 days. The mask is off. They will race today, and they're going to race tomorrow.
Good news.
Oh, really? Wait, Dick, are you up there? Are you in New York?
Yeah.
Are you up there?
Yeah, I'm actually about 75 miles away in Pennsylvania, not far from Belmont Park. But, yeah, I get up there in like 90 minutes. But, yeah, it's way different today in Manhattan and on Long Island where the race will be run and north of Philadelphia where I live. So, yeah, I think we're going to be fine. Today's race and tomorrow's race for the Belmont Stakes.
Dick, how bad is it? I mean, was it legitimately so bad that there was a health risk to the horses yesterday?
100%. Yeah, it was really bad. Tuesday night, all day Wednesday, and much of yesterday. I mean, the air quality number was like a disaster up in New York, and that kind of headed south to Philly. So, yeah, there is no possible way they could have run races yesterday. In fact, they actually canceled training yesterday morning. They didn't want the horses exercising at all because, I mean, you know, I was out of it a little bit, and it was the smell was terrible, and you felt it in your lungs like in about 30 seconds. It was really bad.
Well, let's hope it stays clear.
Well, if we're going to run, Mr. Girardi, let's win some money. Talk to me, man.
Like
what are you looking at?
You know
what I mean? If we're going to run, then let's win some money. Well, give me the best long shot. I'm a long shot guy, Dick. I want to put, get the most bang for
I
my
have
buck.
one just because I love the name. What do you like?
You got?
Yeah, so I like Arcangelo as the long shot. He's 10-1. Won the Peter Pan Stakes at Belmont Park, and at the betonline.ag line, he's right about. You could probably lock in 10-1 right now. It's unclear exactly what he'll be at post time tomorrow, but yeah, that's my long shot in the Belmont. He's not the horse I like the best, but you asked for a long shot. That's mine.
Are you a fan of Forte or is it Angel of Empire that you're chasing?
Yeah, I'm actually a fan of both, but I like Tapit Trice to win the race tomorrow. I think he's set up perfectly. Ran decently in the Derby, been out the 5 weeks. You watch him on the racetrack every morning. He looks like he's going to peak tomorrow. He's bred for the Belmont. Trainer Todd Pletcher's great at it. To your point about Forte, now he would have been the Derby favorite. Remember, guys, 5 weeks ago, he was scratched the day of the race.
Right.
And he hasn't run since. In fact, he hasn't run in 10 weeks. That's asking a lot for a horse that's Belmont Stakes at 1.5 miles. His last race is on April 1st. Tomorrow is June the 10th. That is asking a ton. As talented as he is, I'm not sure he can pull that off.
He's Dick Girardi. He is our expert. Go to betonline.ag to play that bet. So let's do a couple things. If I'm rapping 3, do you like Tappet, Trice, Angel Empire, and Forte as the 3 to rap, or is there anything I might want to throw in there for a little push?
Yeah, I like Angel. The service of Angel Empire can get there, but I do like Tappet Trice the best. And I like the Preakness winner, National Treasure, who we gave out 3 weeks ago. I think he's got a similar scenario as you did at Baltimore. I remember he went to the front, nobody could catch him.
Yep.
I think it's similar tomorrow. Now we're going another 550 yards. Like, and the Preakness winner, National Treasure, the best.
The Triple Crown ends on Saturday, we hope. Looks like the weather is clearing. Make sure you're laying all that money at betonline.ag. Go win some money. And, Dick, we want to thank you for all the insight on the Triple Crown. We'll talk to you when the basketball starts bouncing again.
Sounds good, guys. Thanks so much.
He is Dick Girardi. He is our race expert. You heard it from here. He likes Tappet Trice, National Treasure. He was the Preakness winner coming in early. I myself do like Forte. I like the rest he's gotten. He was the favorite early on. I think he's going to bring it home. Go to lay your money at betonline.ag. Coming up, you got the man, RJ Ochoa. He has his own show inside of ours. We're talking Dallas Cowboys with Blogging the Boys' own RJ Ochoa. We'll be right back. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I want to talk to you about Texas Cheer Liquor because it is Father's Day, and you're tired of getting that same old gift, the tie, a little golf here, get there. Go to Texas Cheer Liquor #1, Petranco Pass 211. On Saturday, June 17th from 5 to 8, you can purchase any bottle of Jack Daniel's Single Barrel, Gentleman Jack, Woodford Reserve, or Etadula Tequila and have that bottle engraved for free. Happy Father's Day. Love you, Dad. #1 Dad. Whatever it is that fits on that bottle, you get it for free if you purchase one of those bottles. Let's raise a glass and toast to the incredible dads out there that have shaped our lives. Visit Texas Cheer Liquor and discover that perfect gift that will make your dad's day truly, truly memorable. Don't forget, there are 9 different Texas Cheer Liquors, 8 of them in San Antonio, 1 of them in Bernie. We're going to be out at the Bernie location June 30th for their 1-year anniversary. Cannot wait to go out there because Texas Cheer Liquor #5, they got those margaritas to go and get an extra shot and let them know San Antonio Sports Star sent you. And you can also order online for delivery or, just have them come pick it up from the warehouse. That's TexasCheerLiquor.com because it's not just cheers. Is Texas Cheer.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey guys, this is Keenan Thompson. I have a problem with you. Yes, you. None of y'all told me that Auto Trader has millions of new and used cars that I can shop from home. I thought we were friends. I put smiles on your face, but I'm not smiling. No one told me that with Auto Trader, a dealer can deliver cars to my home or that I could shop by price on Auto Trader. No one. Consider this friendship that you just learned we had officially over. Finally, it's easy. Auto Trader.
Welcome to What If, the show where I, Jake from State Farm, answer your insurance what ifs. We've got a call from Millie. What's up?
Hi, Jake. What if, hypothetically, a moose gets mad at my car and rams into my windshield? Hypothetically.
Oh, just file a claim on the app. At State Farm, we're there for your what ifs.
Great, but what if the moose eats my phone? Hypothetically.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
This Father's Day, visit Boot Barn for quality gifts and personalized services. Gifts range from durable suede jackets to premium exotic cowboy boots, iconic Western shirts, heavy-duty jeans, and work boots. We provide local same-day gift delivery with gift wrapping and a card included. You can enjoy in-store pickup with $20 off your next order, and our team of experts can help guide you as you shop when you visit your local Boot Barn.
This is an important notice to consumers facing $10,000 or more in credit card debt, medical bills, or other unsecured debt. You may not be required to pay it all back because there are special programs that will significantly reduce the amount you owe if you qualify. Accredited Debt Relief has helped qualify consumers with over $1 billion in debt. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. For the call 800-458-8822. 800-458-8822. If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-587-5063. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-587-5063 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-587-5063 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-587-5063.
The Nuggets respond, winning Game 3 in Miami. Now the Heat face a critical Game 4. Will they bounce back? Or will the Nuggets take the commanding 3-1 lead back to Denver?
It's the Nuggets and Heat. Game 4, Friday night at 6:30. The NBA Finals are on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the RJ Ochoa Show on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. What's going on in Jerry's world? What's the latest from Cowboy Camp? Find out right here, Friday mornings at 7:30 and 9:30 with the manager and editor-in-chief of Blogging the Boys, RJ Ochoa. Here's Rob and Rudy.
It's R&R and RJ. Or should I just say it's the RJ Ochoa Show inside the R&R show? I would introduce him, but he seems to be busy. He's RJ Ochoa, the leader, the captain, the head so-and-so, the suit at Blogging the Boys, Rock the Mic champ, and good friend of ours. Hey, morning, RJ. Welcome aboard. Love the shirt.
Thanks, guys. Great to be here. Yeah, I'm in the C-suite, so I was just kind of taking care of some things off to the side over here.
You look busy.
Making sure the lights stay on, the water stays in the pipes, and that food stays in everybody's belly.
Absolutely.
Your job and a husband. Hey, yesterday it was my first opportunity to hear from Brian Schottenheimer. We call him Shotty. Is that the name that you use?
Yeah.
We're not allowed to call him Shotty. Everybody cut it out. He's Coach Schottenheimer to us.
Say, given that his father had one of the longest tenured NFL coaching careers of all time, and that people called him Shoddy, it's been around. You know what I mean? You guys are kind of like, hey, what if we just call it, Nike? That's kind of, where you guys are at this point.
Well, when I first saw him, I go, you know what? I do recognize him. He has been around the Cowboys in their orbit for the last couple of years. I've seen him at training camps and practices. Didn't he work with the offensive line for a little bit? What was his progress to OC?
He was an offensive assistant.
That's offensive assistant.
A glorified title for friend of the head coach. You never want to really kind of put things in those terms, but it's worth mentioning that his father did give Mike McCarthy his first ever coaching job in the NFL. The Schottenheimer name is a really well-known one in NFL circles, obviously, and Brian's obviously had some success himself. As I fight off the sneeze, shout out to me right there, landed it perfectly. He's also had some lack of success that people kind of want to say is really who he is.
What is that? What is the lack of success that you're talking about?
Well, he was a part of the 2021 Jacksonville Jaguars in terms of most recent things. But I think we're all willing to kind of accept that team was kind of fighting with one hand tied behind their back. he was a part of the Seahawks in ways that were good and bad. The good was the let Russ cook phenomenon that kind of took over the NFL. But he was also the offensive coordinator against the Cowboys when Dallas beat Seattle in the 2018 wildcard round, when everybody was upset about how much the Seahawks ran the ball. He kind of took away the best years of Mark Sanchez's career with the New York Jets.
All right, you're depressing me. You're depressing me. All right, enough bad news.
Well, the good news is that, again, all due respect to Brian Schottenheimer, a.k.a. Schotty, he's the offensive coordinator in name, but this I mean, everybody's
this is the Eric
like,
this is Eric Bieniemy 2.0.
Now, we'd like to trademark this, and we need your help. The Tex Coast offense. Not Texas Coast. It's too much. Too wordy. Too many syllables. Tex Coast.
Yeah, even Texas Coast is just kind of difficult to enunciate. Like, for some reason, Tex Coast is better. It has like a Tex-Mex, I guess, like word association. Yeah, I mean, I loved that name. I thought it was super cool and funny. But Tex Coast is definitely cooler to me. I mean, it doesn't make sense in Dallas. Like, if they were the Corpus Christi Cowboys, like, maybe it makes a little bit more sense. But being located exactly where they are, like, what are you the coast of? Like, Oklahoma? Like there's no real coast there. You know what I mean?
Our state is on the water. I mean, that's enough, right?
That's true, but their city isn't.
You're just a beach snob. You're a Beach Valley snob. And just because we're far away, we can still claim the Gulf. Just because we're not on it like you.
You can. I have no issues with you guys claiming it, but Dak and Dallas is, a bit more of a stretch in a literal sense.
Dalvin Cook.
Rudy. Sweet Rudy.
Cha-ching, get him.
I ain't gonna get wordy.
Get him.
I'm not gonna get wordy. I ain't gonna get wordy. He's probably gonna be cheap. Dalvin Cook.
I mean, would it be cool? Yeah, but
that's what I say.
Is it really necessary? No. It's like, it's Friday night. I'm kind of hungry. I don't need a steak dinner. Yeah, I don't need a burger. I just need like
a steak would be good.
I mean, I guess, but look, the Cowboys have already graduated beyond paying running back exorbitant amount of money. However, they are paying Tony Pollard $11 million in the franchise tag. So, I mean, we've been talking. If like, we don't want to bring Zeke back. I will totally say that Dalvin Cook is a superior player to Zeke. All due respect to Zeke, but no, I want to move. If you want to be the Tex Coast offense, you got to move the ball through the air. The Tex Coast offense isn't about, I mean, maybe it is. That's why they kind of have dubbed it this. It isn't about ground and pound. This isn't, speaking of Corpus Christi, this isn't Phil Danaher in, whatever, his like 60 runs a game. And so we don't want that. I mean, you're good at the running back position. I can't wait to see where Dalvin winds up. This does have some level of interest. I mean, honestly, like, you do have to kind of talk about it and think about it.
It will change a team for the better. There will be a team that'll be much more Super Bowl worthy when he lands there.
I suppose, especially if it is Miami. Denver is kind of like hit and miss. But the Cowboys, I think, are ultimately good. I'd rather, if you're playing the like would you rather game, I would rather have DeAndre Hopkins, because the quickest way to the end zone is through the air. That's my goal. I want to get airbound. That's I want up in the air. I want to move fast. I'm Ricky Bobby.
Well, then why don't you
hand the ball off 40 times a game?
Why don't you start blogging with the Chargers then? Because that boat's left. Okay, they're throwing 40-yard bombs to Keenan Allen all practice. This is a different type of offense, RJ. I need you to get on board.
I 100% disagree. I think the Chargers have, the Chargers have put on the light. Hey, Rudy, fasten your seatbelt because the descent is about to begin in LA. The Cowboys, meanwhile, have shed that. The Cowboys have.
Okay.
That's the Tex Coast offense. Like, yeah, they have some principles of running the ball, but they are gonna move go find any year that Mike McCarthy has called plays and find a team that was obsessed with running the ball. You can't. I mean, Mike McCarthy understands that when you have an elite quarterback, you've got to throw it. And look, Kellen Moore, obviously not against throwing the ball. And some of the reason the Cowboys haven't been able to truly challenge down the field has been, Michael Gallup was kind of their deep threat. He was coming off the injury last year.
Right.
And in 2021, Dak was coming off the injury. Like, you know, the variables have been kind of weird and awkward, but this team is not going to sit around and wait. I would posit that Dak's going to have more attacking downfield than Justin Herbert. And that's not a Justin Herbert or Dak Prescott thing. That's the Mike McCarthy and Colin Moore thing.
At RJ Ochoa with Blogging the Boys. He's with us every Friday. Make sure you're catching him with us and following him on Twitter and reading Blogging the Boys. A couple things with the new offense. We heard from Zach Martin yesterday, and he talked about he mentioned the kind of collaborative thing between he and the offensive lineman and this new offense. He talked about the edge in the play calling, and McCarthy's kind of attitude has kind of changed as far as. And then we heard from Schottenheimer talking about this collaborative idea. How much is the offensive line playing a role in this new offense, this Tex Coast offense? I'm going to keep using it till it sticks.
I mean, I think that's a good idea, first of all, but it's different being a primarily zone blocking team, you know, zone running team, which is what the Cowboys have been forever. The only team who ran the ball more than the Cowboys last year was Bijan Robinson. It was the Atlanta Falcons who drafted Bijan Robinson. I mean,
say that again. The only team that ran the ball more than the Dallas Cowboys was the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, and
wow.
I mean, you know, that sounds, you know, that's not a fair representation of what happened when you say it in just a volume sense like that. But as the season wore on, Cowboys got worse at running the ball in high pressure, high leverage situations. The Falcons weren't a good team, but that was just kind of their bread and butter. Look at Arthur Smith. I mean, that's right. Who lives on the ground. I mean, and so I mean, the Cowboys are going to be different, and so you've got to be kind of a different team in that sense. We really have, you know, Dak Prescott's rookie year, the team was all about the zone blocking team. That's why the Zeke Elliott pick was so fascinating, because he was kind of the perfect running back for that. And so we've seen him have moments of challenging things in an aerial way. Like now and I'm not saying that Dak's going to throw the ball 40 times a game, but
no,
I
that's
do
not
think that they have, you know, kind of veered away from that for whatever reasons they have found to be more logical or reasonable or whatever. But you have to be ready for that. I think that that's what they're doing. They didn't trade for Brandon Cooks to run the ball more. That's an important thing.
Hey, I'm in a gambling mood this morning, RJ. We're out live at a card house here in San Antonio, SA Card House. Would you bet money, I just asked Rob this before you came on, that Dak Prescott will throw less than 10 interceptions this season? Because I think that's the sweet spot. Between 7 and 10 is the sweet spot to have a quote-unquote great year for a quarterback.
First of all, I thought you lived at the card house based on your Instagram story.
I do live here.
I mean, I need you to give me a half, like 10.5, 9.5. That makes that.
See, you sound like Rob. Rob didn't want to touch it. RJ, you are
too low, man.
If he throws more than 10 interceptions, RJ, go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. This is your show.
Why? That's a silly statement. Like, what if he throws 11 interceptions, but 3 of them were in one game, and he threw 8 picks, or you know what I mean, 8 picks in 16 other games? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that's why you can't say like, oh, the Cowboys ran the ball more than the Falcons. Like, again, when you say it in a volume sense like that, it doesn't tell you the whole story. What if you do 4 of them in one game? You know what I'm saying? Then the 11 is then you're like, oh, hell yeah, sign me up for the 11 because I'll bite the bullet on that one game, and you might even win that game, right? Like Tony Romo threw 5 picks on Monday Night Football in 2007
against the Chicago Bears.
It was against the Buffalo Bills. Good try, Rudy. That's why it's my show. Anyway, you could have 1 million interceptions in one single game and come back and stabilize across the rest of the season. So, I mean, it's you can't, you know, give me a percentage like that. You know, you need to apply it to a game-to-game basis. When you say it on the whole over this.
There's a couple things here. When we argue about interceptions, and even Schottenheimer relayed a story about Brett Favre when he was coaching him with I guess he was at the Jets when his early coaching, and talked about Favre coming off the field after throwing an interception, and Schotty's like, dude, there were 3 guys in there. What? Because no, man, I'm sorry, but I can make that throw. I remember getting in trouble one time for not picking up a personal foul in a basketball game. And that I had got the coach literally lit me up because Tom, no fouls. That tells me you weren't even freaking trying. I mean, like I thought I played defense without. Sometimes I don't mind my quarterback throwing an interception because he's trying to make a play, and I'll give him 5 of those this season.
That sounds crazy.
No, I want a guy who's going to try to make a play. The Brett Favre, the Aaron Rodgers. There's been a lot of bad balls that Aaron's thrown.
Take care of my ball.
And Pat Mahomes throws them too. Now, certainly Dak's not in those categories, but I do want him trying to make a play, and I'll sacrifice a ball or two if he goes, dude, it was right there. Right there, and it didn't happen.
To Rob's point, in a philosophical sense, like hell yeah, like I want that dude who's going to try to thread the needle. Like Rudy, if you want to lay up, that's fine, but Rob and I are going for the green 10 out of 10 times. I mean,
that's why your team. That's why your team will never win anything because y'all are okay. Y'all are okay with mediocrity.
Gunslingers win things. They win. They win things.
So I agree that gunslingers win things, but more than that, your number isn't reasonable. Like in general, do you know how many interceptions Justin Herbert threw last year?
I do not know, RJ, but I do know that they were up 27-0 and lost. So what are you talking about here?
This isn't counting the playoffs. He threw 10, and he threw 10 his rookie year. And he didn't
in other words, it don't mean anything.
Year. And he threw 15 in 2021. So my point is 10 is incredibly low in general for a 17-game regular season. Like we're not arguing I want Dak to lead the league in interceptions because it means he's rested. Like I'm just saying I agree. Like I want aggression from my quarterback, but 10 is just in general too low of there are very, very few quarterbacks I would take to not throw at least 10 interceptions because you got to play 17 games. And at the end of the day, football's weird. Weird crap happens. Speaking of Jacksonville, the team that came back to beat the Chargers, Dak threw one on the road in overtime that got tipped off of Noah Brown. So you're going to put that one on his 10 count? It counts. You look at his stats today, and it's he threw 15 interceptions, but it's that one's on Noah Brown. You know what I mean? So the 10, there's more than meets the eye to the 10 in the box score.
Mike McCarthy talked about theme. He didn't want to let us know what the theme would be, RJ. What would your theme be if you got to choose? What do you feel like the theme should be for the Dallas Cowboys this season?
Talking the thing I'd put on the tumblers and the T-shirts and the hoodies.
Yeah,
all the merch that he's gonna have.
Rob said now or never, which I loved. What would yours be for the Cowboys? If there was a theme going into this season, what would your theme for the Cowboys be?
Now or never is too cliche. Sorry, Rob.
Wow.
The worst one, just to be clear, was Jason Garrett's 17 inches. Do you remember that one?
Oh my God. Phrasing.
That's
awful.
That was 17?
It was because a home plate in baseball is 17 inches wide. And it's 17 inches wide, Rudy, for everyone. No matter who you are, no matter how good of a hitter you are, the strike zone is the same. The rules are the same. It was so stupid. The Cowboys cut Lucky Whitehead over a case of mistaken identity on the first day of that training camp, just so we're fully clear on the context of the situation. For me, I mean, I think you put it's time. And that sounds like a pressure sort of situation. But
that's trademarked, RJ.
Time.
You can't use that one.
I'm okay with. I'll pay the fine. I'm the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, it's time, and it's been time. So maybe you want to go with it's been time because. I mean, they did a lot of things. They did a lot of things last year that I believe they deserve credit for. And some of this is just the patheticness of the franchise of the last quarter century. But, they won double-digit games for the second year, for 2 years in a row. They were a playoff team for 2 years in a row. They won a road playoff game. They won a road playoff game for the first time since the 1992 NFC Championship game. The things they did last year, while what I'm about to say is really sad, they are not normal for this team. It was this extracurricular level of accomplishment, and it happened despite the franchise quarterback missing 5 games, which was a hurdle that they had not been able to overcome in the same
RJ.
So
they
broke through those things.
This segment isn't long enough for me to even address. It's like us, giving these kids credit for graduating high school. You're supposed to. You're supposed to. You're supposed to get into the playoffs. Why are you giving them credit?
What do you mean?
So when Justin Fields throws for four,
this is the Cowboys. We haven't seen playoffs in 25 years. What are you talking about?
RJ, man, you know what, dog? You lucky this segment's not longer because we would get into it because that is
Rudy,
silly. To you, you just gave them
silly.
2 minutes of credit for winning a playoff game.
No, I said it was silly, and I'm like, my point is like that's why people should. I wouldn't say adore, but be appreciative for Mike McCarthy because it's like Mike McCarthy came in and did the bare minimum thing that nobody before him had been able to do. And everybody wants to run this coach, this quarterback out of town when it's like the thing they did that is really sad to be an accomplishment, they still did. And Rudy, I know that when Justin Fields throws for 4,000 yards, you're going to act like it's this big old deal when everybody across the entire NFL has done it 1,000 times in NFL history. So let's not talk about low bars that we have to clear as NFL teams.
We'll talk about a low bar. We got a high one when we have RJ Ochoa come join us. Now, as training camp is imminent, we're about a month and a half out. The guys are heading to the four corners of the earth, celebrating and vacationing before they go back to work. What's the marching orders for the coaches and the staff? What needs to get done between now and Oxnard? Is it getting a kicker? Is there anything else? Any manpower you think they need to go get? What's their job other than preparing the plays and everything else before we see each other in Oxnard?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're kind of like a teacher. You got to get the classroom ready. You got to get the syllabus ready because this is the last time you have. I mean, before that, right? Like it sounds dramatic to put it that way, but once training camp starts, you deep breath underwater all the way through what you hope is the Super Bowl. And so you've got to take this time to think of everything. And Mike McCarthy is really, really good at that, again, despite criticism. And so you've got to rest. I mean, it's a grind. It's a marathon. So go to the beach, go to the Poconos, do whatever you want. More than anything, and this is more of a player thing, but don't make any news. We don't want to hear any of your names for any reasons over the next 6 to 7 weeks. Just be completely and totally invisible.
It was a harsh joke, but I said yesterday, I literally would have called Kelvin Joseph up if I was Mike McCarthy and said, don't be this guy. When you leave, come back in a month and a half and don't be riding around in cars with buddies that do drive-bys. That's what I would have done. And that's harsh. That's harsh. But sometimes when you're an adult, you need harsh realities. And that's what I would have done. And you gotta do better, man. Like, oh, well, my team sucks, but your team sucks worse. Cowboy fan, you got to do better. That's y'all's mantra. You got to do better. You're better than that, RJ. This is your show, and that's all you got is Bears jokes. Be better. Be better.
Bears jokes are so easy.
I mean, they're the final breath of the days of Indian points I make. I mean, if I can come up with a clever cherry on top, I don't think that's a demerit against me.
As you should. You have your own show inside of ours.
Yeah, I mean, on the Kelvin thing, even if we just kept the football, I mean, dude, you're a second-round pick, and right now there's a sixth-round rookie who looks better on the outside than you do. Like, you're watching your NFL career again. Even if we just keep it a football, you're watching your NFL career slip away. You're about to be that nickel corner that nobody wants to be. Like, you're about to be that special teams guy, and maybe you'll convince yourself that that's what you want, and maybe you ultimately will come to love it. But once upon a time, you came in and you were the big ticket. You were the thing. You were the deal. Everybody was going to believe in you. You were the future. And 2 years have come and gone, and you've made really no impact except for a negative one. So, in a way, Kelvin Joseph really is kind of the Bears of the Cowboys. If you assigned like a franchise value to every single player, he'd be the Chicago Bears.
That's like poetry coming from a poet's mouth. He is RJ Ochoa. All of his stuff on Blogging the Boys. Make sure you're following him there and everywhere else. RJ, have yourself a fine weekend, and we will talk to you next.
Thanks, guys. Love you all. Mike Ditka is most known for being a Cowboys tight end and nothing else.
RJ Ochoa dropping bombs as he exits the door. Thanks for stopping by, RJ. Make sure you're following him on Twitter. And, of course, Blogging the Boys is one of the primary venues to find all the news you need to know about your Dallas Cowboys. So we're facing a big weekend. Let's give some flowers real quick. OU softball, they closed out Florida State last night in what was a dynastic performance. Stayed close there for a bit. OU put a couple of homers out there in the fifth and take home what do they want, like 53 consecutive games?
Oh, wow.
We're getting toward UCLA basketball.
Oh, yeah, it's 53. Yeah, shout out to them.
3 consecutive titles, 6 in the last 10.
How do you like saying, give me a boomer sooner, Rob?
I don't do that stuff. I don't do that stuff. That crimson and cream, that's an ugly couple of colors. This weekend coming up, we had Dick Girardi on just a bit ago. It appears that the Belmont is, in fact, going to go off. It looks like the weather's actually going to clear.
One thing we forgot to mention about SA Card House, you've been playing a while. You're trying to get those multipliers. They do have the massage therapist.
Now let's start over. We're at SA Card House.
I'm just reminded.
Over here on Bitters and 281. Now, things you need to know. We've been here all morning. Had a phenomenal breakfast. If you're looking for a new place to eat with a nice thick menu,
don't you have to play cards?
Loves you. Come by Foster's and have yourself a fine lunch or breakfast. But SA Card House open playing cards. There's an early bird tournament getting going starting at noon. Easy buy-in. One of the things I've taken away from being here for the very first time is, first of all, just it's an open, friendly place. So if you're looking to learn to play, what a great place to come and start with an early bird tournament today at noon. Now, you just told me there's a massage therapist here. Now, I find that interesting because we got here this morning about 5.
I was here about 5.
As we walked in the door, there were 2 full tables.
Yeah. Because the best poker players in San Antonio play here. Don't believe me, come prove me wrong.
You know, and the thing is, I got here this early. It was well lit. It was bright. It was busy. There's not, I mean, this isn't a cigarette smoke filled dark room with a bunch of guys named for the state they were born.
But when you're trying to get those multiplier hours up, you might get a little stiff.
So explain to us.
You might get a little stiff.
What are the multiplier hours? What does that mean?
Meaning, you know, if you're 80 to 90 hours, 2 hours, 2 times the amount you would win. You get more hours 4 times. You know, you get up over 220.
So the longer I sit and play,
yes,
the better possibility I have to win more money.
There you go.
That's all I need.
2 times the money, 4 times the money, 6 times the
So
money.
how do you get those multipliers? Well, you come in to SA Card House, and they're playing all weekend long. They'll log your hours, things you can win. The multiplier, 17 hot seats drawn per day. We're playing all day from 10 to 2.
Hey, we got a YouTube comment that said Deshaun Watson's on the way since we gave that update. Not those. It's not those.
As we head into the weekend,
Deshaun.
As we head into the weekend, I want you to Google happy baby pose and think of Rudy J.
No, you don't.
I want you to go Google the happy baby pose and think of Rudy J. Come out to SA Card House. Treat yourself to a fine weekend. Keep yourself absolutely safe because Monday we're going to dig into what I believe will be the end of the NBA basketball season.
Yeah, I'm getting sad because they're coming to summer. So start sending us your Hulu, Netflix, Peacock, Paramount suggestions.
Denver tonight or Miami going to hold on to it?
I got Denver tonight. Go up 3-1 and then close it out at Denver. And then you got the Up and Smoke Trophy Tour.
Might be worthy of a visit. What a parade it's going to be. I don't think we're going to be playing basketball past Sunday night either. I think this is all but over. Denver going to lock it up, and the city is going to celebrate. As far as the Cowboys go, we'll have everything you're going to need for us. Don't forget, the Blitz is going to be busy today starting at 3. We got a lot to do. We'll see you on Monday.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
It's R&R in the morning. Follow Rob at Rob Thompson